OG's turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Axe.
In it, bruv. In it, bruv.
It's blockbuster time! We have got ourselves OG versus Team Nigma, and it's going to be best of 3 to decide who goes to the upper bracket finals to face Tundra there and gets a guaranteed top 3, which doesn't matter. Only the first place matters, but it's nice. You get a step closer. Loser does drop to the lower bracket. I'm here with PPD. I'm here with Trent. And Peter, I want to put something before you, because for this series, for a long time, it has been Team Nigma, OG, and Team Secret at the top of Western Europe. And am I right in saying that generally, in the past, there has been a little bit of a triangle where Team Secret would beat OG, OG beats Nigma, and Nigma beats Secret? Fair?
I feel like Nigma is more of a LAN team than like an online tournament team. You know, they do all these like crazy lower bracket runs, but I guess I'm not too familiar with like the triangle. But I guess I don't know. I guess OG does have. Were you just saying OG has Nigma's number, or what were you saying?
Yes, they do. Yeah, basically that is generally the case. OG has got a great record against Team Nigma, of course, especially in 2020. Team Nigma wasn't playing with their full roster, but then again, neither was OG. So overall, OG does have their number. We saw that in the TI Night finals. It's crazy that we see the same matchup in the qualifiers, and we have got the draft already in front of us.
Nice.
Trent. So could you go over these openings, because we got a Willow on the board.
I was just researching your triangle idea. It seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm running through some games. Very nice. All right. Yeah, we have the Axe Willow. So we talk a lot about the Willow paired with the Mars, right? The idea of like the arena and stuff. You can do a lot of similar stuff with the Axe. This used to be one of those duos that similar to the Axe Lina, is just like hardcore pressure on the safe laner. In my eyes, of just like lots of magic damage, try and force them out of the lane as early as possible, which then makes me start thinking about like Luna and TB if you're Nigma, because that's what they've been playing a lot anyway. They're very good heroes, and I don't want to have to stay in the.
I love the Axe first pick. I feel like it's super strong. Sumail will play it, or Seb will play it. Seb has a ton of experience with this hero in the offlane, and Sumail's been playing it a decent amount as a safe lane. I feel like this hero's. It's very Sumail as well. It's like super aggressive, but also farmy, and he can just solo people, which I know he loves to do that. The Dark Willow pick, I guess, is just more for Saksa. They just want it. I would watch out for possibly like a Morphling pick for OG. Yeah. I feel like the Morph Dark Willow combo is just like, it's one of the most broken things. It's like the new Morph Shaker, basically.
Yeah,
so if they agree. If they don't have a good answer to Morphling, I would be a little bit worrisome for that hero. Like an fourth pick for OG, a Morphling on that slot could be just devastating. Topson could even play at mid versus, he could play. I think he would play at mid versus Lina as well.
They would.
Feels like they banned all the other or they nerfed all the other combos like really hard, right? Because like they all get shown off and like nerfed over time and stuff. Like the Earth Spirit fell down, and then the Earth Shaker as well. And Willow for some reason still gets to look really busted. So, and then of course Morph into TB has historically been pretty good, because copying TB is also kind of nice. So definitely some potential there, depending if Nigma maybe fall into a potential trap laid out here by OG.
Yeah, a lot of thought went here into the bonus time and for the bans here for OG. So curious what they would be thinking about with these bans. They end up banning out the Luna here. I didn't get the chance to ask either of you yet, but going in, I do want to have a little bit of a little bit of prediction in terms of who you think is going to come out on top, because we've seen both teams yesterday, very similar fashion in terms of not great game one, and then as the series progressed, getting better and better. Do we have a favorite going into this, or do we feel like it's pretty even?
Trent, you can go first.
To me, it's like fairly even. I also kind of agree with this idea of like the LAN environment for Enigma has always seemed pretty good in their grounds. OG to me is like, I imagine they're incredibly motivated, because I feel like they've been getting a lot of attention, and I feel like that kind of helps them the same way that they like to voice line and tip and stuff. There's a lot of negative energy around the OG brand these days. They've somehow become villains in a sense. And
that's what happens when you win too much.
Yeah, and they want to feed into that. So I don't know. I think storyline wise, I really want to see OG win this qualifier just so they can go back to TI.
All right, so I mean, what's your prediction? I feel like you're just buying time for another pick right now.
Oh no, I'm actually just. My prediction is OG. I will take OG.
All right, I'll take Nigma for the fun of it, but I also would have gone with them in the first place. I feel like they just have more going for them right now. I feel Nigma was my pick to win the qualifier, and I still believe that, even though their game one yesterday was a bit shaky. I think that in this match against OG, I think hopefully we'll see that really, really high level of Dota that we saw during the DPC. And yeah, I expect these last couple of days of the qualifier to really just up the quality on the games as we thin out the herd.
It is pretty crazy to think that, of the 4 teams that we have in the semifinals here in the upper bracket, 2 of them haven't even seen a major this entire season, right? Only Team Nigma and Team Liquid were able to even make it, and then Team Liquid didn't do so great on all of them, where Nigma was at least able to get quite a decent run in the Ana major. But yeah, OG. We don't know what they're going to bring. They have changed their rosters, of course, with Sumail now joining them. Interesting to note that we do have ILTW up against OG. When ILTW was at some point also the replacement for Ana, like Sumail is now. We do have the Winter Wyvern picked up as the 4th hero for Team Nigma, so guaranteeing that either Lina or Hoodwink is a core. Revealing that nugget.
I think it's probably I think it's definitely the Lina mid, right? I don't think Kuro will play Wyvern and GH will play Hoodwink, or I think GH also plays Wyvern. I don't know if Kuro's been playing Hoodwink at all, but could be either lane at the moment. So very open, but they did, it's kind of like 3 backline casters again. Like they don't really have that frontliner, so it's going to put a lot of pressure on their pick here. Can be tough to pick certain melee heroes into Axe, but with the Wyvern heal in lane, might be completely fine if you do that like 1-0-1 build on Winter Wyvern, which is so popular.
Mm-hmm.
This hero is bonkers broken right now, I think.
Yeah, I feel like Brame kept getting into these kind of lineups too, where it was like so predicated on that like initial jump because they don't have the the bodies to just go in to like get that vision and everything too. And sometimes that means that if your initial vision isn't very good and your first initiation isn't very successful, then the game just becomes like really difficult. Whereas you look at OG and they have like Pango and Axe who can hop in there. But there's a nice big body to get into the middle of a fight.
Yeah, they needed it. Mars is one of the most active offlaners, so if he needs to start roaming or teleporting around the map as soon as he's level 6, he will and can. He generally just goes like phase boots plus maybe soul ring. Sometimes if he's getting good farm, he'll buy a hood. But for the most part, he's going to rush either that blink or Yules just to be a playmaker. And depending on how his plays go, he sometimes turns into like a glorified 4 position. But it's kind of completely fine.
We have the double pick in a row here now for OG, and it's probably a Thompson Pango, and then we're still dealing with this Seb or
time. It's morphing time.
Yeah.
It's so like good here. It's so good here.
And then you ban PL and
you ban PL for sure.
Okay, so Seb Axe then. So no one's getting TV. No one's getting Morph, maybe. I feel like
Thompson, Pango, Sumail Lesh, Seb Axe.
Yeah.
10 seconds
Good work.
remaining.
And No Tail gets the
This is
9th
a
pick.
pretty wild draft from OG. Like showing already that they're kind of. Do you think any of these heroes could be supports for OG besides the Willow?
They could 5 the Willow and 4 the Pango theoretically, but 4 Pango with 3 Axe sounds kind of meh. And then 4 Leshrac I'm also not that into. I guess you could 5 the Lesh.
Yeah, I'm trying to run a bunch of scenarios, but it's crazy right now.
So Taiga did the 4 Lesh. It almost worked.
It's not bad. I think it can
not
work for
bad.
sure. It's really good when you have like a dominant offlaner like Axe or Timber or Broodmother, because they just kind of tank the tower and you just kill it with level 2 Edict or whatever you got it at.
There's also still AA in the pool right now. Which
For
I
who?
think would kind of help OG. Like if you went for another support for OG, because then like no matter what Nigma pick, assuming you ban the TB and then you pick the AA, it's like good follow-up damage.
It is good follow-up damage and it is good versus the Wyvern. However, I think you really want to have like another initiator to play AA. You don't want to be reliant on just one guy to like do everything, and especially if that one guy has to like farm a Blink Dagger first.
Mm-hmm.
it's like really nice when you have like Dragon Knight. I think Dragon Knight A is one of the best duos. For that reason, you just have like short CD initiation. Sand King as well can work. But A wants to be active. You know, his ultimate cooldown is not that long.
10 seconds.
It could also like Undying maybe because it's a Mars lane. This is all assuming we're going for a 5 here.
Remaining.
Yeah,
I have no idea what OG's
expecting a
picking.
5.
Chen.
That's Chen.
Oh my god.
Unpicked hero so
All right,
far. I
that's
believe
the worst
unpicked
hero
of
in Dota,
all the
man.
qualifiers.
It's the worst hero in Dota right now.
All right, what are the benefits of Chen?
Yeah,
Going Nigma on this
unpicked
game.
overall.
What are the benefits? What does he do? His
There-
creeps suck now.
If he gets a creep, a good 4 player will just block the small camp. He
Do they have any of the cheeky combos with like the penitents? I don't see anything. I mean, with
Well-
Pango, does that do something with like the attacks?
I'm gonna be watching this game closely. I'm curious.
Yes,
Yes.
very.
This is gonna be some new tech. They might. Maybe
There
they'll say
better be some
something.
new tech. Yeah. I mean, picking Chen is the new tech. Ooh.
It's a good name.
A lifestealer can infest the Chen creep, right?
It's really good against
Take it
Axe
over?
as well because you just kind of lifesteal when he calls you. And yeah, you can
Well-
infest. You can. Well, the thing about lifesteal, it's not necessarily about killing the Chen creeps. It's about having an escape at all times. So you could be in like the middle of team fight and you're like, oh look, a Chen creep. I'll just get full HP from this.
All right, we need one of these big Hand of God plays. So we talk about the Hoodwink gives you like the blow up, right? I mean, God, they have like Hoodwink and Lena though. I don't know if Hand of God is gonna get any big saves.
I'm excited. This Chen is just a storyline for me. Like it's gonna be so fun. I hope it succeeds. I really do.
Bring him back.
Well,
Bring back Chen.
But
That's gonna be
I will predict Nigma
you
though.
go for it. You will predict Nigma. Okay, don't believe in the Chen until you've seen it, Trent.
No, of course not. That would be ridiculous. That'd be foolish. I'm not a fool.
Okay, well, let's see how this Chen is going to play out for OG and if Team Nigma is indeed going to walk away with that first game, this best of 3. But perhaps OG's lineup will surprise us. I know it will be an exciting match regardless, though, especially with our commentary team of Lyrical and AUI.
Thank you so much, Sheever. And yes, looking weird, and then we get into this and it's a Chen pick. I saw you typed into Discord 3 letters and it was not POG. There's a couple other ones. What do you think about this Chen pick? What's going on here? What's the play?
So I think Nick major, I believe, and they won that game, but Chen did nothing. Absolutely nothing, in my opinion. I think this hero's unplayable. I'm a Chen spammer myself, and personally, I think this is like the worst state this hero has been in for a long time. But there's no way OG picked Chen without scrimming it and like understanding the hero. So I'm excited to see what they bring out here because I don't know, they just have such a different idea about Dota than every other team in the qualifiers, it seems.
Yeah, and I'm really excited. I think that, you know, if there's a team that's going to bring out something new and sort of try and make something happen with it, it's definitely going to be OG. And already at the early goings in the mid lane, Thompson looking to see if a ward is placed, but Nigma is right there on the outside. This is the weirdest standoff ever. Neither of them know the other one's there.
This is exactly what you'd expect after this draft, to be honest.
Right.
But like I have to, because I can't wrap my head around anything but the Chen, to be honest.
30 seconds to
Like you pick Chen into like Wyvern, Lena, Mars, like these are heroes that I think Chen is traditionally bad against. And what Chen usually wants is you want to have superior team fight. So when you go to a tower, you can force them into your team fight. And you know, he's a good team fighter, Hand of God, early mech, etc. And he has creeps to push towers, but I don't think they have that this game.
Right. That's going to be the tough thing, particularly with like this Axe that, you know, wants to get the Vanguard first and everything else. It could be kind of tough to like actually come online at the same time that Chen does. But I don't know. We'll keep our eyes on it. Already starting with the headdress, and it looks like it's going to be a trade-off there of a couple runes apiece. Both teams getting 2 of them.
I think the OG idea with Chen has to be that they're going to snowball the map, and then you have Chen creeps plus E that can just take every tower and just keep killing your.
Okay.
I don't see anything else, but honestly, I just don't know enough, to be honest, too.
Okay. Well, we'll keep our eyes on it. You can see there a very storied rivalry right now. Kuro coming out a little bit ahead in terms of the total number of games that are going on there, but certainly we're going to add another one onto the entire round of it as The mid lane matchup, Pango versus Lina. At times, Lina has looked incredibly dominant. You know, when I was watching the Eastern European qualifiers, some of the stuff that we saw from a couple of those teams was really strong. But likewise, this Pango has been able to take over games at various points in time. So we'll see what those early rotations might look like, or if people just stay in lanes and continue to kind of AFK farm stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure. I think like this lane seems like it should be really hard for Pango, and I think it will be. But I see Thompson, he pulls these clutches out of nowhere on like every hero. So maybe like Lina will win the lane and Thompson will kill him when Thompson gets 6. It's the plan.
Okay. We'll keep our eyes on it. Down bottom, of course, LTW this time playing on the Lifestealer, paired together with GH in the safe lane, actually. So they wanted to ensure that they you know, had Kuro playing on this Hoodwink, and he's going to be playing up with Mind Control. So a little bit of a switch up from what we normally see in that regard at the very least. But, I mean, this Hoodwink has just looked so freaking good throughout a lot of the qualifiers.
Yeah, for sure. Hoodwink, he just looked like a nice stable hero. He always has impact, and this is also something else I've noticed, that even at the major, Nigma were doing this, where they throw Kuroki into off lane and put GH into safe lane. I'm not too sure if this was like a conscious decision they've made, or is it just based off the heroes and it happens to happen a lot? But it has looked pretty good. Like Kuroki's a bit more free. He gets to roam around, get stacks, etc.
And you can see that already at the early goings, No Tail gonna have a creep for himself from the lane up top and try and put some pressure on, but gets bulwarked back by Mind Control, playing together with Kuro there. 113 hero pick banned in TI-10 qualifiers, so we're right up there on the edge. And to be honest, some of those heroes that look unpicked, I've seen people call for them a few times. As Miracle trying to zone Thompson back, was able to get that water rune though. They are going to keep him out of the creep wave for the moment. Kind of tough for the Pango right now, almost getting doubled up in CS actually.
Yeah, it is a very hard lane for Pangolier, but honestly, I don't know how many heroes Pango likes to lane mid against. I don't know how many heroes like to lane mid against Lina anyways. Right. So you're not like, when you did the draft, you're not expecting to win mid, and you've constructed your draft around that fact already. So it's not too bad for them. GH with a nice courier snipe on bottom.
Played.
Ooh, and No Tail got a Harpy creep. This is the creep that makes Chen viable, I think. Get it. He actually snatched it from the mid small camp, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's funny. Normally you just see him head on into his own jungle, but moves on over now. Going to throw some punches out there onto Kuro and get some good damage out. Afterwards, Mind Control able to sidestep, and a bushwhack afterwards, throwing out the extra bits of damage that they can. At least in the early goings, it doesn't look like anybody's getting completely demolished in the laning stage. Axe a little bit ahead of the Lifestealer, obviously, down bottom, and they're sort of winning out those side lanes slightly. But Seb going to trade some more hits. The Cursed Crown goes out. Does he decide to get some more damage there onto LTW? Just pops Rage, turns around, goes back to farming. Slow and steady they go, as the next round will come in. Soxa trying to stack up this camp, will have access to the pull now. And we do have, at least for the moment, pretty static in terms of the laning stage situation. Mind Control, I'm surprised he's been able to actually do okay here, considering that Harpy creep. Sort of zoning him out a little bit.
I mean, I think this is the problem with Chen. It took him 3 minutes to get this Harpy creep, right? People have been really good at blocking the small camp, and you don't offer anything other than your creep, really. You have 1 base armor, sort of mediocre damage, and you don't have any real spells. So that's why Chen isn't picked. I mean, I do like what No Tail's doing, though. He got the Harpy creep, and he immediately queued himself a Basti ring. Because he understands if he gets to the Basti ring plus a Harpy, and like have a lot of impact. He's also pulling this hard camp and using his creep to zone, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, draws that other aggro so they can't do the same pull at the exact same time. So definitely cool, that one. And also getting a stack off at the same time. So some good micro there. And meanwhile, down bottom, able to get the kill on the Lifestealer. Thompson does go down mid. So that's what you're talking about, the strength. Miracle hitting that level 6 before the Pango roll came out.
Yeah, honestly, I can't believe they killed Lifestealer with an Axe Willow, and they're also going to snipe a free courier here with GH's boots on it. Now they must be playing bottom just very well, because I think PPD mentioned, and this is most people's read on the matchup, but Lycer should be solid in lane versus Axe, especially if you go for an item like Abrasive.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So LTW gain a little bit of the better end of the stick there from Seb as he punches him down, and now going to start going for the creep cutting. And GH, like, I mean, this guy can't really do much to stop this at the moment, it feels like. You mentioned the boots getting sniped. Seb's just going to pull this over to the hard camp afterwards. OG looking good there.
Seb's really feeling himself on this bottom lane. I think he's top net worth already, but he's going to just be beasting it this game.
You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing.
Try and take some of those creeps as well, as up top, mind control. Gonna get pulled back in. Some body blocks coming in from No Tail. They tried to get on top of him, but they weren't quite able to. And in fact, it's Sumail that takes a couple of punches back from Curl on that hoodwink. And mind control still standing there with the Mind Stealer, and is going to be able to at least draw the aggro for a second of that small camp. So these lanes kind of breaking down in weird situations. We also saw GH get forced back there. Miracle farmed up the hard camp himself, just spamming out the wave and then running back to it. So by and large, a slight lead in the early going for OG is they're thinking about it. Thompson does have that 6, but didn't connect with the swashbuckle, and that will cause the retreat away. And in fact, some more punches along the way as well. Thompson thinking about going Laguna Blade, done! Dude, Miracle is feeling himself today.
He's beasting it. And that was basically a OG rotation. They had the Willow camp behind Lina for the Pango 6. And they ganked Miracle, but Miracle killed them instead. And I mean, he's full HP, he didn't really lose any real resources to it. Yeah, this mid lane, I mean, I think most people would say it's very Lina favored, but we're used to seeing Thompson like sort of make magic, pull something out of nothing. I think specifically on Pangolier, he's made like a bunch of plays where, you know, he hits a creep, gets level 6, gets a sick turnaround. I think that one might have been versus Quinn. Right. But this game, Miracles, he's just showing him what's up. He's double solo kill, even a kill in a 1v2.
Yeah, that's gnarly. Granted, the other side lane's still going quite well. You can see that Lesh, as well as Axe, flirting with that top net worth spot, and definitely the Lifestealer is feeling a little bit behind. But at least at this early going, ILTW is going to have this lane solo to himself. We saw the Wyvern head on out, GH playing up more on the top side now. We'll see if they decide to go for any type of a play here. They do have 2 smokes, but it's kind of weird. And again, look at this Chen. Yeah, pulling the creeps around. So they want to make sure that they don't give up this tower for nothing. And No Tail's just kind of doing ring around the rosy and pulling the waves over to Thompson to farm. That's really cool.
This is so cool by No Tail. I mean, this is one thing I thought about Chen, is that you just leave your creeps in the jungle and you stack with them. We saw him have a Harpy on the right side that stacked the hard camp towards Sumail, and he pulls a wave with his other creep. And Chen's one of the only supports who can do this. I mean, we saw No Tail do this, I think, TI8 a lot. And yeah, it looks like it's still effective here.
And yeah, if the meta right now is about stacking camps, picking a hero that can do it all over the map simultaneously is going to be pretty freaking good. So that'll be something to watch for sure, if they can clear those through, if they have the heroes to contest it. But yeah, they're doing a triple stack right now, and it comes through. Easy peasy.
Wow. Okay, this is very cool. Just very macro efficient from OG. And OG are the type of team, they always hit their timing and then they go crazy. Look at their Ancients right now. They have this huge stack, the Ancients and the Triangle hard camp. I think they're going to give it, Seb already has Vanguard Blink. I was going to say they're going to give it to Seb for his Blink Dagger, but it's 9 minutes in and he basically has a gold for it somehow.
What the hell? Oh my god. They have so much farm. That's crazy. And Sumail too. He's about to get this hood.
He should still take it on Seb, I think.
Okay.
No one else really kills Ancients efficiently. And man, OG, it's not like they've really made any real moves. Their mid got solo killed twice, but they're up 2k gold, probably 3k after this Ancient and hard camp stack, and they're looking pretty solid.
I mean, this is the type of thing too that like it's very easy to just like not realize that that's happening, right? Like with the speed at which you're doing it, just sending a couple of creeps off here and there, and then being able to clear it so fast with the Lesh. As well, they're trying to go, but they're not going to be able to find anything there. Sumail is level 9. Like they're all of their cores are quite farmed.
He's level 9 and he actually has 2 points in stats already. And I think their concept's really cool. Like, you're gonna have Chen heals, Notel's gonna have a mech in like 700 gold, not because he's killed any creeps, he just stacked a lot of camps and he's getting gold from that. Axe is gonna have his blink dagger timing, and I think it's gonna be gold time soon. I really like this. Oh,
Well, I mean, this is going to be the problem, right? Like, this rotation in from GH secures that kill. They get the winner's curse into the LSA, and Laguna Blade finished. Like, if there's somebody that's going to be able to hold off this tide of aggression, it's got to be Miracle, because he's the one having like the really good game.
I mean, Miracle has 3 kills, 3 far mid, and he's even to net worth in with Leshrac and behind the Axe. Like, that's the insane part about this game. How often do you see your mid effectively get solo killed twice and ganked a 3rd time,
I mean,
and
you're
ahead by
Howie,
2-3k gold?
I don't see that part as much.
Yeah, like the first part happens in all my pubs, but the second part is what's impressive. And it's not like OG, they aren't panicking, right? They're reading the map. They understand we're getting a lot more net worth. Let's just wait for our timing. And here it is. Blink dagger on Axe, hood on Sumail.
Going mid, looking for the call. Catches onto GH. Miracle's over there. For the big LSA, but not going to find it. Now rotation coming in from Mars. Mind Control trying to take this fight, but it is an overwhelming amount of damage. Break, but look at the heal coming in from the Chen. Hand of God comes out. Mars Arena is now down. Roly-poly, back and forth. Hobson finds one. LTW staying right on top of Seb, but now running out. He has to jump inside of Mind Control with that Infest to try and buy it, but no, Seb, he jumps in. They still have the Infest afterwards. Gets inside of Mind Control. That keeps him alive. This was about as perfect as you could play it for Nigma, and they still lose the tower. But Lesh does go down. Can they find anything else? Looking for it. Oh, cancel Blink Dagger, and now the winner's curse. A chance for a turnaround. Miracle, he's got the LSA afterwards. Connects onto both, finds the finish. Double kill for Miracle, so they hold off that aggression. And Curl gives Notail the tip. I see what you were doing.
That was a beast punish from Nigma in that fight. They were so patient. All their spells constantly kiting. They understood that, you know, they have Chen Leshrac. We're going to lose some tier 1s. What matters is that we get the kills after. Because OG lost the fight, now their mid tower is getting pressured.
Oh, Miracle walks into a stray Bramble in the back away. At the low respawn times, everybody's back up, and they can't punish with the tower of their own. So like you said, they get the kills, but Nigma not able to secure the towers. What a wild first 12 minutes this has been. Like, so many resources generated, and they're still stacking all of these camps around the map.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess, like, we had a sort of a healing meta Animajor, right? There's a Winter Wyvern, the Phoenix, Holy Locket, these heroes. Chen has to be one of the best heroes at that still, regardless of how underwhelming I would say he is in pubs.
That's putting it nicely. But yeah, I'm with you. And like, this is before mech too, right? Like,
Yes.
keeping all of that in mind.
Like, we saw that the Hand of God completely nullified Mars' damage on Leshrac. The only reason OG lost heroes there is because they were sort of diving, right? Like, Sumail died basically in range of the enemy tier 2. And then they were all out, and they just chose to turn around because they wanted to get a bit more. Nigma baited them in with some really good play.
You know, we got like GDQ stuff going on right now. It feels like that's what's going on with the farming as well. They catch this life stealer now, tries to get away, tries to get out, not gonna happen. They're just speed running the map right now on OG. That's what it feels like.
For sure, and you can see all their items are for it as well. Thompson, he went for the quick Echo Saber. Leshrac went for stats and a hood. If you combine these with the heals coming out from Chen, as long as you don't dive, Nigma shouldn't have damage for you.
Yeah. You know, we were wondering when stats came back how long it was going to be until there were heroes that just started to not take abilities. And, you know, Sumail at this point is like, I don't need Lightning Storm. I'm just going to have my stun and then taking tower abilities.
And the
so
usual
very
build
cool.
is 4-4-0 into stats on Leshrac, right? But he's opted for the even more greedy 2 points. They're going on bottom build, good curse.
Chance, No Tail still has Hand of God and the mechanism afterwards, but can they bring him down regardless? Sumail just gets full healed, but it might not be enough. They brought numbers from Nigma, and they punish.
Nigma, again, with the good reads. OG are showing heroes top, they're showing heroes bottom. They're not done on Nigma, though. They're still going for Chen.
Yeah.
Even if you just kill the creeps, though, like, screw the hero if you play against Chen.
Ooh. The big bushwhack into LSA. Yeah, all those creeps go down, so they'll get those kills, but they lose another tower. You know, these big rotations, they find the kills, but it does cost them these objectives. And OG are taking full advantage when they're spread out.
Seb almost has a Manta style on Axe. He's offlane Axe. He's way more farmed than most safe lane Axes we've seen. And he's just beasting it. He's even bought his own smoke because when Sumail comes in with full resources, they understand that they're strong here. The enemy has used Curse, maybe expend some resources, and it's just a 2-man smoke.
This could be big. What can they find with it? They
think they
have
want life
great
steal. They have
vision.
good vision.
Oh man, right on top of him. They see this the whole way through. And looking for the jump. Didn't get rage off or anything. The stun comes afterwards. And LTW gonna get dropped. So a good rotation finds the kill. And you know where they're going. There's only one place, down bottom.
It's such an interesting game to study because Nigma, they're sort of punishing them on kills. And they're like getting decent map control from those kills, but OG, they're playing everywhere.
Jump forward. They find him again. On GH, looking for that stun. Not going to come through. Managing to back away for the moment. Actually going to throw out the winner's curse just to get a little bit of separation, but the rest of OG are looking to dive TPs out. Can he get away? The call, oh, just barely gets there. And they will find that kill wall. The tower drops. The male right there on top of it. Man.
And they're continuing with their idea. Sumail, he's going for the Sange next. You know, amplifying that healing coming in. Chen has a mech. And, you know, Copson, he built Echo Saber Corrosion. This is his build, but you're really tanky when you do this build. The strength treads on. He has 1800 HP. Nigma, they can clutch these kills, but it's looking very scary for them in the teams.
This is definitely one of those things where it's how do you put the brakes on this draft, right? Like you have these heroes that are really good at D-push in GH and in the Lina to be able to like spam out the spells and everything. But it feels like if Axe gets that Blink Dagger off, they're just evaporating them. But they do find a kill here. Thompson going to drop. So the combination of the Lina and the Hoodwink still quite strong. And that's going to cut into the lead a little bit. Still 9-6. And trying to find a little bit of breathing room here is Nigma.
I also want to mention, I love Miracle's build. He went Boots of Travel first, which at first I thought was really greedy considering the game state. But instead of going for a small item like Eos after that, he just goes straight into the BKB.
Well, jumped out. Mind control, trying to find himself a kill here on a no-tail, but gets hit by the root. The rest of the team is a bit too far away, and they will find mind control. Takes him down. Seb making it where LTW is just walking brazenly into them. Does have a Sange at this point. But yeah, you like the BKB though?
I think it's a very cool idea because if you go bots into Eos, I think you can't fight at all. But I think bots is a better farming item than Eos Scepter. So purely for farm, I think bots into BKB makes a lot of sense. Seb just running in. He has an 18-minute Manta on an offlane Axe. He's going to have the shard right when it sits 20, and I think it'll be Roshan time. Maybe even before that. OG are crazy. Just beasting.
So yeah, he is above his highest net worth ever on an Axe. And one of his highest net worths ever since playing TI5 on Seb for this game. It's just, you know, a combination of a hero that obviously he knows well, feels good about, and then on top of that, it being meta, and the jump forward, the call. Oh, this is huge. They need to try and reset this one. Cold Embrace there for the save. Now they get the winner's curse to try and turn this. BKB out, LSA gonna connect. They need to take down Thompson. Will it be enough? Right click's coming through with the heal. It's more than enough. Miracle still staying as BKB, and then they jump out the call afterwards, trying to kill him, and they're gonna get him. Miracle drops. They lose ILTW to boot, and the heal, it's just too much. They've got an arena, but you can't really get out of this one with the heroes that matter, at least. They already got the Lina and the Lifestealer.
And Chen, he's looking like a good hero this game.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's like instead of playing, because you don't want to play Chen with your standard carries that go jungle, instead they draft him with an aggressive carry that gets more in stats. I mean, Sumail, he went back for the points in Split Earth, which is really good there because he landed this huge 2-man stun in that fight. And then they built Tanky, and Chen, all of a sudden, he's this teamfight beast. He provides the mech, provides a hand of God. I mean, that was a good save by GH. He gets the save off, he gets the curse off. Hangler did not really get a real roll off in that fight. I mean, he got it off and hit a hero, but he died in that, and the fight was still so convincing.
This is crazy. I mean, and like, how often do you see Axe get to like blink Vanguard Manta and then had enough gold for the shard? It wasn't 20 minutes. He has like all the pieces that he needs now of the kit. A little interesting that he's opting to go back for the Boots of Travel instead of just that straight BKB, but I guess they want to like be able to keep the lanes kind of shoved out and stuff. But this game is just completely fallen off the rails.
I think he understands that they can win any team fight right now. So you don't need BKB to double down on that. Instead, he needs to match the map control Miracle, who has also gone for the Boots of Travel. It's a really smart item purchase. I also want to say, like, if you look at this game, Axe is actually the 1 position. They were fighting without him in bottom lane. He was given a lot of priority.
Oh.
And did they jump in mid?
They're thinking about, I mean, Seb has an illusion rune and Manta.
That'd be a crazy jump. To be honest.
I mean, to be fair, he's got the
illusion
shard
Manta
too.
That's
it's a Monkas.
Yeah, you might solo kill him through the Wyvern heal.
Yeah, he's gonna try. There are a lot of illusions punching that guy, but is it enough? Winner's Curse to try and turn this around. They're still spinning, still doing that damage, but LTW gets it off. Able to walk away from that one still. The chase is really strong. GH trying to back away. They drop down the arena just hoping to escape from this one, but the Curse Crown is there. Miracle, big LSA, connects onto 2. Can they kill him off in time? Seb dropping down low. Can they finish him? Yes. They take down 1. LTW, not enough save. The damage coming from Sumail is just too intense, but they find him there. Oh, the root. They had the LSA primed up, but they weren't able to get close enough. Good play from the Willow. Soxa there, salvaging Sumail's life.
So just a classic OG game, 20 minutes, dive into enemy tier 3s, get a 3-for-1 and a buyback, just for the cost of 1 axe. And they're really just beasting at this game, just moving around the map. Sumail, I think, he has this Kaya Sanj, I believe, and he's opted to go for Bloodstone mix. Man, they're really making Dota look more fluid than it usually is. You know, you usually have your traditional carry in your safe lane, all the farm goes to him. In this game, they're rotating around all their core heroes. Lashak's in the safe lane, but Axe is given farm priority. Lashak gets a timing, he's running at them. And then Axe, he gets a Splink there, he's also running at them. They're just playing the Dota, I think, like you expect out of like OpenAI. Like that's what I think people learned from that time period in Dota.
Yeah, well, it's working quite well, and you know, there's still an incredibly strong Lina in this game who's topping the net worth. LTW is behind. It's not like, you know, one huge item ahead, but he is definitely trying to get towards that Scotty now. Like, do you think that, like, with this MKB online, what's the avenue that Nigma have to try and get back into this game? Is it just holding out against the aggression?
Honestly, they need damage, right? Because there's so many heals coming out from OG and they itemize so tankily for these fights. So they definitely need to hold on a bit, wait for Lina to get that big damage item, and then like bait OG into them, because OG are going to run at them, as we've seen this game.
All right. Well, they find him there. Gets the rage off first, though. Kuro throws out the bushwhack. Sumail standing tall. Oh, he got the rage off earlier. Winner's Curse into the fear. Tries to back away, but they have that LSA afterwards. Connects now onto Sumail. Right clicks. Coming through. Oh! Soxa came in and soaked the sharpshooter. That keeps him alive. And now the taunt afterwards back on a Miracle. Can they keep him alive, though? Cold Embrace yet again. Wyvern being so strong. And now jumped inside by that life stealer. Trying to turn onto the Chen. Seeing if they can find that kill to stop all of the healing. But the chop came onto the backside. They find themselves another kill here. LSA round 2. No, he's taunted. He's caught. And he is in trouble. Miracle goes down again. ILTW just doesn't have the damage at this point, and they're going to turn on to every one of them. Dual Scepter lift up, ILTW trying to back away. Kuro is dead as well. They jump forward for the kill as the taunt comes out. ILTW trying to escape, but they got him. The chase down, the eventual finish, and one last time, Kuro looking for the snipe. It's not going to matter. The roll hit from Thompson into the face. He takes the sharpshooter to the face and gets himself out. I'm gonna pick up my basher on my way back home.
This has to be a TI form OG coming in hot here, right? Just outplaying everyone in the fights. Who died on the OG side there? Was it only Chen?
I think so, yeah. No Tail, the only one that ended up going down in all of that.
And it's just everything, right? Like, Soxa, he's tanking the sharpshooter. Sumail's hitting these clutch two-man stuns off no setup. You know, Seb is always patient with his calls, getting the right targets, and my goodness, like, they're looking so dominant this game. I can't believe Chen's winning.
Right? How is this
I love
happening?
this hero, but like clearly, like it's just my ideas about the hero are wrong because they're making it look fantastic this game.
Every time I look in the jungle, there's like some extra stacks that are just being built up. But I guess that's just what sort of allowed them to get to that first initial point where, you know, things start to feel good. And now you're seeing like all these little auras get picked up, right? Like we've got the cloak aura, they've got the Wildwing Ripper one. What the heck is this? You know, the mana aura.
Yeah,
like
he
all these little
literally
things.
has 4 auras right now.
Yeah.
Even the 10% magic resistance on heroes on the Centaur Courser, I had no idea that was its name. It matters a lot because again, we saw in last fight, it's not like Nigma aren't hitting their spells. They got a 3-man arena there. They got a lot of damage out, but just not quite enough. If you can heal through damage, no one's gonna die, and that's just what's been happening in these fights.
Build tanky on everybody else. They've got spell lifesteal going on Sumail. Incredibly hard to deal with.
I mean, they do have a timing come up, right? If they can get to Scotty on the lifesteal and MKB on Lina, those items do allow you to punch through these heals, but honestly, it's still not that close. LTW, he got his lane, like he knew what his laning against. He picked lifesteal as a counter, and he just hasn't had any real farm this game. I don't really think he's had any impact. There's 6 deaths. Just a really hard one for him.
Like, Sox is almost caught up to him at this point. As down bottom, they caught Miracle yet again. Bushwhack trying to salvage it, but it's not going to happen. They drop down that Lina another time, giving him the tip afterwards. And, well, one by one, they go through, find the kill onto Kuro. And they have some ideas about Dota, that's for sure. OG looking good. Now looking for more. They find LTW as well. Gonna get Cold Embrace there, Winter's Curse afterwards, but Seb just goes for GH. Fine, you won't let me kill LTW, I'm coming for you.
Bash.
Get the TP out. No, they got the bash, and then into the taunt, walks right into it. There was nowhere left to go. OG find another one. GH tries to get away, it ain't gonna happen. Damn, dude.
The thing is, like, if you look at their drafts on paper, I think everyone in their head's like, oh my god, they have a Chen, they have no real carry, how are they gonna win this game? But OG's really showing sort of a next level of Dota, where they're running at their opponent, and they're even like taking objectives, taking away their farm, they're just stacking their own jungle, just being so efficient with everything, hitting their timings. This is insane levels of play coming out. I mean, I guess it's expected, right? They won 2 TIs, but they never looked like this in the past like couple of years. This is insane coming from them.
It's a different style for sure, and trying to take a mechanic that, you know, is in the game and exploiting it to its maximum extent, and that's what we're seeing here, and it's working beautifully. Now, again, you've got Nigma. They were able to pressure that tier 2 tower a little bit, but they've lost a lane of racks and are down 19,000 gold. The other thing that we've got pretty soon is, speaking of old school, Chen has his Aghanim shard, so they've got the send back now. Sumail, with the Boots of Travel, is going to come back out, join the team after getting filled back up, and has his Bloodstone completed.
And there's no Yule Scepters to purge that on the Radiant team. When you're this far behind, you can't afford to go for this utility item. And look at that. Illusion Rune top, they're going to give the bottle over to Seb. He's going to have this huge burst damage. And Roshan's up in 45 seconds. They're not going to pull a Liquid, you know, go high ground mid without Roshan, I think. They're just going to wait for it and methodically end this game.
Damn, dude, too soon.
Sorry. I've seen Liquid do that. I need to say that so that, you know, Blitz will hear me.
Okay.
And then he'll fix them. Because they've done that like 20 times I've seen. Literally 20 times, I think.
That's fair.
They're such good players. They're so enjoyable, but they keep making the same mistakes.
Oh.
Anyways, back to this game.
Absolutely. Well, we got the tier 2 tower mid that's going to get taken down. And Seb looking for an opening here. Vision-wise, Radiant actually have a pretty good ward that spots out Thompson and Seb at the moment. It just feels like even with the perfect initiation, it's going to be so difficult.
Like, how do you
LTW, get him caught. Okay, spear back afterwards. They got everything on him. Brings him down. That's the fight that they need. And now Sumail gonna try and chase him a little bit here. Do they have enough left in the tank after using everything onto Seb? Curse Crown, Fear afterwards. Did connect onto LTW, and now trying to bring down Sumail. Oh god, LTW's getting smacked though. He gets absolutely demolished. Soxa now going to die in that Winter's Curse. LSA not gonna connect. Thompson right on top of him. Sumail, the big bad carry who has so much magic damage, is gonna be able to outdo the Cold Embrace. It's not nearly enough. Dead for 80 seconds as GH tries to TP back home, but even with Seb dead, Sumail is a whole nother problem.
And I think that was the best execution on the best target that could have come up from Nigma. They killed the enemy, I'm gonna say their carry,
Okay.
without even using Arena, and it just wasn't enough.
Spear back now. Trying to find something else onto Thompson, but didn't quite catch there. Sharpshooter.
said
he goes
hold.
in. Oh my god, what a freaking G. Thompson feeling himself right now. Oh man.
They had vision on their opponent, they killed the best hero, and you know, Hand to God was sort of wasted, honestly. Only healed one hero, but there's just too much damage coming from OG. Like, Sumail's not dying, his blood's on the Eternal Shroud, Chenora, a bunch of heals. And also, I saw a really cool interaction where you just put pendants on someone and Pango just beats them to death. Because it's an Echo Saber Basher, and he just literally hit Miracle until he was dead. I mean, it's not what you expect, but this Pangolin, he's tanky and he does a lot of damage now with this build.
Yo, where is the Holy Locket at though? No Tail. I've been waiting for that one. He's going for a Solar Crest instead. I guess he's got enough healing now. He just wants to get other utility-oriented items.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. In my head, Holy Locket would make a lot of sense for this build, but they've probably identified that they're trying to burst one target, right? Holy Locket, it's good for that heal,
right?
But you'd rather just give them armor. Honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to justify it, but I mean, he's played such a fantastic game on an unpicked hero in both pubs and competitive. It's hard to criticize without like realizing that he has a much better read of the situation, right?
Fair enough.
It's just no one understands his Chen apparently, except for this guy, because he's beasting it right now.
Literally, we were laughing at it.
Yeah, I did not understand the pick at all, but
they're making it work.
Chen looks really good. Why does Chen look so good?
Oh,
it's just OG things.
Well, we are 32 minutes in now, and the game feels like it's stalled out a little bit. Obviously, OG are in firm control of the map and wherever they want to go. There's a DD rune top, and Aghanim Scepter done on Thompson as well. And I guess that's the thing too that we saw in that last fight. Like with the send back on No Tail, also it's like you can play on these heroes that are so aggressive, like the Lesh, and then just TP back into the next creep wave that comes in. Like
for sure,
I'm struggling to see what the deal with this is now, except just trying to burst them, which their heroes do kind of well.
But not against Aegis, right? That's the problem. Like, you can spear the Slash back in, he's gonna get healed a lot, there's gonna be Aegis. It just looks hard. And OG, they're pushing high ground while Seb farms the jungle.
Jump forward, tries
really
to get it. Oh, he went right into the stun. Mind control, get out of there. It's a dangerous place to be. Another round of the stun, the terrorize, all the circles are on the ground, and nobody likes them. Can they bring this man down? Taunt afterwards, he's dead. So many Venn diagrams, and all of it spells the end of Nigma as they are looking to lose this game number one, barring a miracle. It doesn't start right here. They get that winner.
Even game two. I love seeing stumps though, Trent, especially with heroes that haven't been picked over any region. Like Chen was the first pick over 250 games. That's crazy. They made it work too. They made it look good.
That is an acceptable stomp. I'll give him that. Yeah.
We need to remember this
Chen.
quote. Shiver loves stomps, all right? Yeah. Next time she's complaining about the games being too uneven, we can just remember this moment.
No, only if there's a hero that's never been picked before in the tournament. Then I'm
Oh,
okay with
yes,
it.
of course.
I have that little caveat there. Just,
Okay, cool.
just in case.
So, Tanker
but
stomps, Earthshaker stomps.
Learning from a game mid-series, that is something that is very difficult to do, right? It's very difficult to practice. There's a couple of captains out there that are a little bit better at it than others. And Peter, would you say that Kuro is one of the ones that actually does a good job adapting per series?
Absolutely. Being at the very top, like Kuro has been, Puppy, Noto, etc. Like these guys, it's all about adapting and learning quickly. And I mean, they're definitely going to bring a better game. It's hard to get more stomp than they did in the last game, so this one's for sure going to be better, no doubt. They did ban the axe this time too, which I think was a huge problem.
Yeah,
it really was. They also left the Pugna in.
They did leave the Pugna in, so watch out for the Thompson Pugna potentially. I feel like Thompson is more so playing. We've seen the Earth Spirit, right? Now we see the Pangolier. Like he's on that like Strength Hero, Echo Saber treads, like 2k HP. Like that's kind of his jam right now. Like I'm gonna go in, and then you guys back me up.
IO first pick. We saw a second phase ban previously by OG. Of course, Team Nigma is one of the few teams that still warrants IO bans here and there, but OG getting that second phase ban instead of the first, and they're paying for it now. How scary is Team Nigma with that IO? Because it's not a, oh, there's the IO, we won type of scenario anymore, right, Trent?
No, it's heavily fallen off across like globally. The heroes doesn't not considered as broken anymore. You don't often see it in like the safe lane role now either, so you don't have that little bit of flexibility. It was the one game they lost yesterday as well. Let's bring that out, and there's an instant answer of hardcore like shutdown on the heal and the AoE coil too from OG. So they were definitely ready for this opener.
Yeah, bit of a bizarre opener from, I mean, not necessarily OG, but Nigma going with the Luna instead of the Gyrocopter. Luna is probably a little bit better against Puck, but they're kind of the same hero in a lot of ways. I gotta say, I like what OG has so far. The AA is very, very good against the Wisp, and as well as the Puck, right? Just very elusive, good setup for the AA ult. I like it.
I feel like they won like almost all their games of the Animator with Luna. I'm like looking through right now. I don't see many losses. I think that was like the bread and butter to me when I was watching a Nigma game of just like, okay, this looks good. Like they look very comfortable on this. They have really good strategies for the rotations of the Luna. It felt like they always played that like the Vanguard where they're up ahead of where the Luna's farming. So she always feels like safe and confident in what she's doing. And then on top of that, you're going to have the ability to actually like guarantee she's brought into the engagements too.
Sure.
So that aspect I like. But the counter picks look pretty brutal from OG.
I think their game plan is very straightforward when they have Luna, right? It's like we want to group up early, we want to, let him get to his timing, and then let's go, right? Let's do Roche, let's go high ground. And it's the same thing with Anti-Mage almost, but kind of the opposite, right? Where it's like we're just going to split push all game. He's going to hit his timing, and then he's going to win. So when you have like clear direction, I usually favor, it makes the game much easier for teams. I would love to see Kuro get Lion here if it doesn't get banned. I feel like this is going to be another game where Kuro's playing in the off lane, so it's really important that he has a hero that he can have impact on. And I think Lion is kind of very good setup for relocates, and also probably just the best support against Puck in the game probably.
Yeah, and maybe a potential DK as well, right? I mean, we got the Puck out there, just something simple again.
A little bit weaker versus the AA, but yeah, it is still doable. Death Prophet also not something you want to do. Could do the Ember Spirit for Miracle. That's a hero that they've had some success on. But I kind of think it's important for Miracle to have like some sort of semi carry. Right? I feel like that's where he excels. Like he doesn't want to. Doesn't necessarily just play like hard gankers.
Well, you're on the same page as OG though, because they ban out the Ember Spirit just to make sure that Miracle doesn't get it.
Now I gotta come up with another hero.
Oh yes, yes you do. Because what does lane well against the Puck?
10 seconds.
They remove TA Invoker.
Yeah, I think pushers generally. I could see them doing like Magnus could be really cool. Or sorry, that's not it. I don't mean that. You could do Magnus, but that's kind of a little bit farm heavy. More so you want to do like somebody that can push the tower. So Death Prophet's not great versus AA. Dragon Knights you could do, but it is a little susceptible to the AA. What are the other mid tower pushers?
There's like Lena and Lesh, yeah. But again, similar like squishy-ish versus the AA.
Yeah, I didn't like that from Nigma last game. Their first three were just very squishy, right? It was Lena, Hoodwink, and their other support, which was Winter Wyvern. Yeah, and I think that they really just need to get like a melee hero or an initiator or somebody like that in their first three. That way they don't put limitations on the rest of their draft.
The mid Earth Spirit looks kind of good.
For Nigma?
For Nigma, but I don't know if they would play it. But like that's kind of what I want, you know what I mean? I guess you can't hit towers, but this idea of just I guess then Miracle doesn't scale those, the only problem. Plus, obviously it's a extremely just Thompson at this point.
It would be cool.
Well, and Yopaj, I guess.
Yeah. We got the Doom removed on the side of OG there in the.
Yeah, well, hopefully they take the Lion since it's in there. I feel like it's very good, and it might also make Miracle feel like he doesn't have to play like this catch hero mid.
Yeah, because as you said, it's not really like his flavor. There's like a list of replacement puck heroes to me, where like you just like slowly go further and further down the tiers of just like what you're trying to get out of a puck, and there's like the Kunkka or that DK and stuff, and they're just not really heroes that you expect to see Miracle succeed on. But have themselves the Clockwork, so just more AoE control.
OG.
That was an easy one.
The go-to
probably-
versus the puck.
OG probably saw it coming. That's why they picked up the Clockwork and yep, it's gonna be.
Where's Lyrical when you need him?
Oh.
Didn't
point
type
right
it
now.
in time though. The Darkseer.
It wasn't enough
prediction
time.
every
It was like a snap because of the lion pick,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
should have been faster.
10
Darkseer is like the
Disappointed.
classic pick versus the Luna and the TV. I feel like every offlaner just wants to play Darkseer unless it's unplayable. And right now they can't pick Oracle. I mean, unless you're really gonna mess up your lanes.
Radiant
Miracle Lion mid with the damage down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bring
Tiny.
it back.
Okay. I forgot about Tiny, but that is a really good choice. And Miracle has had some fantastic games on this hero, so I could definitely see him popping off.
So then for our last picks, we need a Sumail hero on the side of OG, and I guess a mind control hero on the side of Team Nigma.
Mindful hero that plays into an unknown lane as well, because you don't know the one's gonna be, and you have a lion on your side, so might be something that's a little bit on the safer side
For OG?
I want
for Enigma, like
Oh,
for
sorry.
MC's pick.
So OG has to pick first, is that correct?
No, they have last.
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
to ban.
Yeah, well, I like Sven for OG. If they can get the Sven Darkseer, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's their classic, right? And just like surge him, he just like charges at you in a terrifying fashion.
Good lane with AA as well. Also, he's a strength hero, so he's going to be very tanky for the burst of Luna ult, Lion ult, Tiny
Mhm.
combo.
We got
Very
our
nice.
the Mass Illusion strat, right? Your other AA hero, the CK is still in, the Wraith King's in, your typical stun setups.
I feel like it has to be like a dream CK game, but I do like that hero in the right game. I don't know if it's the most ideal partner with Darkseer.
Versus Lion too. It's kind of ugly.
Yeah, CK is a good hero, but it has to be like a good CK game. And right now it just seems like okay. I have no idea what
I have
Nigma's
to
going to
ask
pick
a
though.
question about a hero that might or might not be picked, but could it
the tide.
potentially be
Seconds remaining.
a good Nature's Prophet game?
I think they might
Fucking
want like an
Nigma.
LC for relocate,
No,
if I had to guess.
I think it's too hard to play Fury on like the split push. OG is such you need team fight on Nigma, like because you're certainly going to be caught, right? There's Clockwork, there's going to be surged, there's going to be a Darkseer surging, whoever. There's going to be a puck, right? So you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
How strong are you when you get caught? So I want to see like big team fight from Team Nigma, so they can just take the fights
Sand King,
and win.
maybe. So they definitely need something that sets up relocates. I mean, Miracle's like okay at it, and the Lion's good too, but I feel like some sort of a jump in is just solid. It's actually Mars is still in too, so they still have like Mars, SK. A couple good options. I mean, the DK is also still in. That could be all right. Just low CD stuns.
Maybe let's see. What about? I don't know. They got a lot of time to think about it, so do we, I guess. What about like Underlord? I always think Underlord when I see Puck on the other team. Just a good route. Not the
There are
most
still like
team fight.
Versa picks though.
To ban.
That also, yeah, that might be too much teleportation. Might get too complicated. They banned Spectre, which is a Wisp Luna counter, I'd say.
The Mars removed was still in the pool. Let's see what Team Nigma is going to go for then. And what will Mind Control play this game?
I mean, they
A
took his
team fighter,
Darkseer.
Sturdy.
Like, what's
10
his
seconds remaining.
his clutchest one is probably Darkseer in my eyes. I don't think you want like the bat.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm
remaining.
going with LC. I think they're just gonna pick it. I don't even like it, and I think they're gonna pick it. That's how I feel.
Why don't you like LC?
I like the debuff, but I feel like I'd really appreciate a little bit of like AoE stun, like the Sand King for the counter initiation plays. Like the vacuum's coming through, and I want to see this like 2-hero slide in after from MC on the Burrow Strike. But there are benefits to the LC shard, and if you hit the duels, you can just like win the game. But there's also AA Ice Blast on a stationary target.
I was gonna say, you're saying if you hit the jewels, that is great. We see what type of pace OG played that previous game, and with all the ways they have to get on top of Team Nigma, I don't think you can go for any Any ifs?
Beastmaster.
You gotta go for something that has
Ooh, that's a nice
something to
snipe.
fight.
Going for the YOLO. The beast.
The Beastmaster?
I'm
The
just
hipster- Is that your hipster prediction?
Nah, it's not even hipster. That hero's just solid.
It
Centaur.
will just be the sturdy centaur.
Yeah, it's a good lane with Lion. It's gonna make this melee hero that OG probably wants to pick to pair with their Darkseer, I would think. The
Wow.
CK.
They mass
okay.
illusioned it.
Did call
Okay.
that one.
Nice.
Nice one.
Nice.
All right. Well, I mean, it's a classic with the AA for good reason, right? Stun setup for Cold Feet. It's not like because the Ursa was still in, so they could have gone more so for like the bully the offlaner strat, but they have the AA, so they want to actually capitalize on the Cold Feet. So
So who
it's
you
a bit
taking?
hipster though. I don't know.
You gotta go with your
I
boy
actually-
CK, right?
It's the old-fashioned KAA, yeah. Are we gonna have a game 3?
No.
I feel like I've gotten every prediction wrong, always. So I want to see a game 3, and I think Miracle is gonna 1v5 with the Tiny. So
Is that like legit the thing that he needs to do in a game with a draft like this?
no, they just need to do better on their side lanes. Like they just got destroyed. I think just CS wise by. I mean, maybe they just needed a game to warm up. So
I hope they're warmed up. I mean, 28 camp stack to 1 camp stack, and just like not getting the farm, not getting the tower push, not really doing a whole lot of anything. And if you do nothing versus CK, you are definitely going to lose, because you know that he wants a Midas.
That's true. Let's see if they can do something at this game. Let's see if we'll have a game 3 here between OG and Team Nigma. We're finding out together with Lyrical and AY.
Thanks so much, Shiver. Yes, indeed. And Owie, we got to get prepped and ready for this game. So I'm going to let you take away with it as I take this wonderful, delicious mate matcha to give me energy. Can you tell me about the draft, what you're feeling on it?
I think this draft looks a lot better for Team Nigma this game.
Right.
Prepare for battle.
Like last game, it just felt eventually like the draft Nigma, they were making these really good plays in the game, right? They got this ward, you know, the mid tier 2, they took like this insane initiation where they killed Seb before the fight began, but they just didn't have the damage. This game, I think they solved a lot of their problems. Isle with Luna is a very high damage combo. You amplify not only his right clicks, but also the magic damage that comes out of Luna. So I think a lot of that is solved for Nigma this game. Sucks, he's running into them though.
Yeah, this would be a big pickoff if they could find it right at the start of it. As they run on in, find the loosened beam. Saksa, you're in some trouble, buddy. Nobody's there to help you. And I'm pretty sure that there's no way he gets out of this one. Yeah, there's the body block.
Tipping Saksa.
His own team is tipping him right now. It's like, what are you doing, man? You're all weird. So Miracle will get first blood, and that's going to be big. You know, the panel talked about the need to make sure that they had a good start for him.
For sure. I think I'm a bit worried about Nigma's top lane, to be honest. I think that one might get really hard with the Lion Centaur against CKA.
Right.
But mid lane, Tiny has always been pretty decent versus Puck. I mean, usually Puck slightly out farms, so Tiny has really good timings on him with the Blink Dagger. But with the first blood, I think Miracle should do very well. Especially, like, he outplayed Thompson last game mid, straight up, hard. And I think, most importantly, Luna Isle should free farm bottom.
Okay. Well, it'll be something to watch for sure. You know, I've played, I think, about 150 games of Darkseer in the past couple of months. And one of the main people that I watched, the two main people that I watched was Mind Control and Seb whenever they play it. And Seb, when he plays, he tends to play in like this more carry Darkseer style, which could get shut down a little bit here if they're able to put a ton of pressure onto him. I mean, obviously it's great against the Luna, but you can see already, like, this hero, it definitely struggles against like that early harassment. Could be tough. We'll see how he deals with it.
So you've played a lot of Darkseer games. How often do you not show the first wave?
Never. Literally never.
Because Seb only showed it after the crease met. Like he didn't do it earlier.
Right.
Which I think it's not standard. I have no idea what the idea is. I don't play the hero, but interesting to see.
I think it's that he wanted to make sure that the clock could get the pull through, and he's gonna die for this one. So he'll die for this, but what does end up happening is at least they get that pull back over to the tier 1 tower. Whereas otherwise maybe the IO could have harassed him a little bit more.
Yeah, and them getting the pull to this area, especially combined with the Aja, they're gonna build a huge double wave. Whoa.
But up top, they find the kill. Nice combo there. Mind Control takes down No Tail. Interesting. Yeah, this double wave though down bottom is sort of going to be a bit of an issue.
That's a cool idea. Like, you don't push it in too fast, your clock gets a pull, and then you build up this huge wave, and like, even though Darkseer is supposed to be really weak at this level, perhaps you can get pressure out just because you have so many creeps with Iron Shell.
Yeah. You know, Io definitely not the type of hero that's going to be able to like sort of mass push out in turn as well. So they're doing a good job of that, and also have access to this pull. So they're going to get that pull off as well. Maybe deny out a couple of creeps here. H comes a bit too late to block that out.
That kill top, I want to mention how huge that is for Team Nigma. I think this is the lane that, on paper, CK is going to freefarm and pressure Centaur. I mean, Centaur still has 1 CS, so it's still a really hard lane. But it means a lot to just get that kill.
Absolutely.
1 CS though. Oh my goodness, I didn't think it'd be this bad.
Yeah, that's a little wild. I mean, Centaur is definitely fallen out of favor, but we'll see. I mean, he's still getting like some XP at least. He's staying fairly even with them in that regard. There haven't been a ton of denies yet, but a very interesting start to this game up here in this top side. And going to be able to get the cold feet proc there onto Kuro, most likely. No, he gets away from it. It's fine.
The good thing for Centaur right now, though, even though he had such low CS, now he sort of has a lane equilibrium. If Curl can manage to... Oh, he's going for the stacks instead of blocking the Poe.
Okay.
But if he can get to his ring of health, he should be fine in this lane. I don't see CK versus Centaur much this patch anymore.
Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of CK, except a couple of times like in the off lane on occasion. But it is going to be like a ton of damage out there. Like if you can find the IO at the start of the fight, there aren't heroes that really blow it up as effectively as a CK just stacked out with items.
For sure. I mean, Nigma, they do have a lot of AoE stuns and just AoE damage with the Tiny Luna Centaur together. Oh, wait, LTW's Courage just walking in here. It's getting killed by range.
LTW also under fire here with the double Ion Shell. There's going to be the vacuum back, and that's the kill. Level 3 Darkseer along with Clockwork is scary stuff.
And that was Luna's boots on the courier, one of the most important items against Darkseer lanes, because as soon as you have boots, the Iron Shell creeps don't do damage.
Whoa.
Wait, Miracle.
Dude, that's big. That's really, really big.
Both games solo killing Thompson. Really showing a return to form. I mean, everyone knows Miracle is one of the greats, but...
They find no tail as well. Mind control does go down, and now the turnaround here. Sumail has to back out for the moment as Kurl's going to drain all of his mana and grab a couple denies, but just an absolute bloodbath in the early going.
And I think Nigma, they're really showing up to these lanes. I mean, the first blood propelling Miracle probably into solo killing Thompson. He's level 6 and Thompson's level 4. I think usually when we see this matchup, Puck is actually slightly ahead in CS and network because Tiny has to buy additional regen.
Ooh, good silence there by Thompson. That stops the toss back, which might have caused a little bit of scary things going on. But yeah, it's interesting. There's so much kill potential in these ones. I definitely wasn't expecting mid to be where they would go for it.
Soxa, he's sneaking back around bottom. Okay, he doesn't go for any play here because there's just too many Radiant creeps now.
A bit too scary. They can come in and still farm pretty effectively. And you can see 21, 22 CS now for the Darkseer and a couple there on Soxa as well. The other thing that we've occasionally seen these players do is just like throw an Ion Shell on the clock and then you can go around and farm camps as well. So that gives you a little bit of extra farm. Well, Miracle farms out there and Kuro just barely able to get away. Sumail chasing a little bit there. Won't be able to make anything happen.
Despite the 2 kills on AA, top lane is still looking very hard for Nigma though. You can see CK, he has a full 800 gold on the Centaur. They are, honestly, this is sort of expected though in the draft. Like when they picked Centaur, they sort of knew the lane was going to be really...
Okay.
So they can definitely come back. Like this was already accounted for in the draft.
Meanwhile, some more pressure being mounted there onto Thompson in the mid lane. Miracle struggling to actually get a firm hold on him, but he's still, you know, putting the pressure on definitely and staying almost a full level ahead. There is this rotation over from Soxa as he's stacking up the camps. Don't know if he's going to try and make anything happen, but the pullback up top onto Mind Control. They got him caught and killed. They will take down No Tail, but again, losing that Centaur.
And that's 3 deaths now for MC. Just wait, 2 deaths. I can't read. Sorry, 2 deaths on MC before he can get out to that Blink Dagger. Sorry, to that Vanguard. It's a huge deal. And Tiny's actually pressuring mid with the wagon. He has a full wave here. Also has a glyph for Thompson spam here, I think.
Now looking for it. Oh, doesn't decide to go. Instead, just throws a toss, does a little ring around the rosy action. They have the coil afterwards. Do have the illusion rune, but snaps the coil, tried to time that perfectly, backs away, right click, trying to finish it off. Soxa dies in the meantime, but Miracle backing out, bottling up, has Fairy Fire. I think he's good.
He's even going for a kill on no
Ooh, and Seb.
or he's sticking around.
Seb, right click, tries to go for the kill with the Iron Shell. It's not quite enough down bottom, but they're going in again like you talk about. Thinks about killing off No Tail. Avatos, oh, barely able to live there. And they got super low down bottom as well. So just a very skirmishy game, even though nobody dies in that exchange.
I think even Centaur got God on during that, and there's just action everywhere.
Yeah. This is just feeling like the pace of the game that we're seeing. But we'll see how it goes. You can see there, definitely an accomplished IO player on GH, but still a bit behind No Tail, who's definitely the specialist that we've known from the past. But regardless, still nothing really to write home about as far as like any rotations or anything else that we're gonna see. It feels like it's just these very brawly lanes. I mean, where do you anticipate as we're gonna see another stun up top and actually a chance to go here onto Sumail? They have
Miracle's TPing up top as well.
Hex afterwards. Not quite enough mana. 20 away on the Lion.
Ooh, I think Sumail might get caught by Miracle here. He's playing a little bit greedy.
Yeah, Avalanche comes out looking for that toss afterwards. And the punch down, but the Fairy Fire. Turn, Kuro. Oh, he's getting slowed by the Ghost. Oh no, the neutral keep creeping Sumail alive. Miracle still going for this kill, actually. Sumail, does he realize it? Tries to hide away. They got faced with some Tiny, and that might be enough. He's diving back by the tier 3 tower. Can they get the kill though? Stun 2 seconds. Kuro dies to Thompson. Miracle is not stopping. I want you. I'm coming for you. The kill, it connects. Yo, this guy has no chill. Is
he gonna turn on Moto here too?
He's gonna try and kill Moto. Oh no. All right, yeah. There's some tips going out right there.
So Lion also died to OG. They did a counter smoke to top. They didn't expect Miracle. You know, it's 8 minutes and he literally dove a tier 3.
Ooh, and a little pause. TP coming in right now though. This is the Lion, and they're gonna have the Hex opening onto Thompson. Ooh, very interesting. Not sure if that one is within vision or not, but they should know about it.
And Kuroki is just respawning, so I think Thompson, especially with the pause, should be aware that something might happen top, but still a chance. It's very easy to mess up when you only have level 1 phase shift.
Hex is there.
There we go.
That's the mess up that they needed. And Nigma will end up finding themselves the kill on Thompson. At this point, his second death in the early going.
And they've also managed to rotate IOTW. He has 4 points in ore already, so it looks like they'll push top tower pretty quickly here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, maybe not. They're actually defending bottom. This is probably the right choice. You know, MC, he's had a hard lane. You can't, like, sack more of his game than you already have. Now he's just going to sit bottom and try to get whatever he can. Well, OG's game plan is a lot around killing the center now. Yeah, you can even see Puck's TPing down here.
Iron Shell's going to be there. Oh, but the rotation. Miracle playing with GH. Who do they find? Thompson's there. This is all underneath some wardage, and Silence comes out. Soxa tries to connect. They have the wall down afterwards. Is it going to be enough, though? Pull back in. Miracle dropping down low and going to fall. Mind Control tried to go for a kill on the Soxa, but it's not going to happen. OG make the right play, move on in, and now looking to take down Mind Control. Can they kill him underneath the tower? They have another round of Surge. Seb going in. Does have Iron Shell on him, and the slow, steady beatdown, it's enough.
Really good sequence of events for OG there. They actually managed to break the coil with Soxa's power cogs. And, you know, Nigma, they had the right idea. They're going to come defend the tower. But the place where they fought, it didn't really give them any advantage. You know, if you fight closer to the tower, there's going to be a TPN from Luna, some additional resources able to be committed. OG sort of take the fight away from the tower, and as a result, they win the fight. However, IOTW was farming up a Storm during all of that. He took top tower, he farmed all the enemy's jungle, and now he's pressuring mid tower.
All right. Well, and you know, you talk about sort of putting these players on heroes they're comfortable on, but oh, look at the hook shot in, the catch afterwards, Ice Blast, trying to bring them down low. Miracle dead, ILTW dead. They didn't stand a chance. OG came in style, and now they're going to kill the IO on the backside, too. In a minute.
Just that new relocate, you can't save from situations like these.
Yeah, no, not at all. GH trying to get out of there, but it's not going to happen. A double kill, and they're even bullying Kuro back. But they just brought numbers.
Radiant's middle tower.
Maybe a little too ambitious hitting the mid tower. They knew that AA was going to get 6. I didn't quite see if he got the Tomo knowledge, but I would assume so because Saksa was quite high level. And OG, they get the good punish. Nigma, they do get a little bit of compensation. Every time one of these bad fights happen, first time Luna got all of top. The second time, Centaur got a lot of catch-up space there. But still, they were feeling pretty good on Nigma. But now, I don't know, Miracle, he played the lane so well, and now his blink is way more delayed than it should have been with his start.
Right, absolutely. It's feeling a little bit troubling right now, and you can tell like how much emphasis they want to put on this tower, but with this big tanky CK that can stand just right in front along with Saksa, it's so hard to actually make a move like this. And you know, the Darkseer, he's got himself vac wall ready to go along with Surge. It's enabling Sumail to do so much more than he might have otherwise been able to. Oh, Miracle, ILTW, and GH up top. Kuro is starting to make that move over, but it looks like they might catch him here. Hookshot in again, finds onto GH. They wanted to get ILTW, but they'll settle for the IO. Or will they? Or they go looking for more? Thought about it. They see Miracle now TPing out. He's away. Heads up play there by Miracle.
And this is OG's timing. They have the level 4 Iron Shell. They had hookup. Nigma, they really needed to dodge him there. I think they're very happy with only a Wisp dying. Miracle's only 100 gold from his Blink Dagger now. And once they get that, it's going to be go time for them as well.
Down bottom. See here as well that they are still trying to get towards those first couple survivability items for Centaur.
Radiant's top tower.
And you know, a little bit of a not an extensive hero history on this hero for Sumail, but he's certainly playing it well. Currently 3rd in net worth, and they're going to move forward and try and take this tower again. Glyph comes early, anticipating that move, and that stops them from getting in it. Oh, Miracle, tempting fate right now. Not going to go in.
That looked a little bit weird though. Tiny, he got his Blink Dagger, he TP'd in, he just sort of walked up and showed his Blink. I think normally, like Kuroki has a smoke, Miracle got Blink. Normally you'd see them just smoke up the two of them and have a combo plus finger anyone and they would get a kill. So maybe a little bit, I don't know what happened to the comms there. Maybe he really wanted that tower last set, they want to secure it. But a bit unfortunate for Team Nigma there.
True enough. And you can see afterwards, he immediately queues up the Hand of Midas. Miracle feels like he needs to scale this game. And to be fair, like I feel like ILTW is definitely, you know, farming quite effectively in this game. Are you worried at all about these heroes falling off? Does the Midas feel like a sort of a desperation at all? Or do you think that this was kind of his plan all along?
They're smoking up top here, so I'll give a thought after that.
Yeah, looking for him. They have the opening. Saksa, oh, ILTW gets hookshot on. Relocate, tries to get him out. Not going to be in time. PH can't save him. You get caught
and
like
they know about the relocate as well. Notel scouted him out with the Vortex.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Oh, jeez. They even have the Luna illusion afterwards that's going to beat GH to death. Right-clicking him down.
Bot lane, top side has an invis, he's scouting out the Nigma heroes. They know about this rotation coming in.
Male hides away, keeps himself safe. I mean, a lot of heroes went top though, so there isn't that easy rotation for a punish. But if Miracle gets a bit too far out here, Coil comes down, and now he's in a world of hurt. Wait, a little bit of a separation though. Mind Control comes back in, trying to buy a little bit of time. Kuro there as well, finds the stun onto both. Great stun afterwards, have a toss combo, trying to kill him off, and they take down Thompson. That is exactly what Nigma needed.
Really good reaction from Kuro here. That was a fast TP scroll. He gets off the full Ravage there, and they turn around what could have been potentially a disaster. So to answer your question about the Midas on Tiny, I think it's a really good choice because if you look at the heroes on Dire, it's really hard to 1v5 their lineup. They have Darkseer, AA, and even some Aghanim's Puck coming out eventually. IOTW does not want to be the only threat because he will get all-in over and over, and it's hard for Nigma's lineup to defend him.
Okay.
I mean, theoretically, you can get some really good relocate save, you know, clutch the fight, but you don't want your fight to be we can only win if GH outplays the enemy. You know, if Saksa doesn't hook him, if Thompson doesn't get a blink coil on the relocating Wisp.
It just makes the win state too difficult to achieve, definitely. Well, at least for now, it's not feeling like the same type of run over that we had in game number 1. And we'll see if OG can sort of continue the good play and rotations and what this turns into in the next couple of minutes as well. Because we are going to start hitting some of these item timings that will come out, you know, whether that's going to be the pipe gun for Darkseer or Blink Dagger, whatever he ends up going for eventually. In the meantime, Sox is actually working on an Aghanims. Has one component completed at the very least. And Soxa, Avatos, combo comes out, trying to bring him down low. Seb, big vacuum wall afterwards with the coil, the pushback on the block. He catches on to both. They just get blown up yet again. Dude, this is a level 2 vacuum and they're doing that. Split up.
He's really like that turnaround, you know, he gets God on, and his reaction is to hook into the enemy team. It buys him enough time. If he doesn't get that hook off, I don't think you kill the heroes the same way. It buys time for Thompson to get that triple coil vacuum, and you know, OG, that's 3 kills. That's the biggest tower on the map for them, I think, just how their heroes play. And they really needed that, because eventually Luna will out-farm the heroes on Dire if nothing happens, if the map doesn't open up. With his own, like, you know, Nigma taking the mid and top tower, so they have more space on the map to do stuff. And they have no tower push on OG, so that was huge for them, that fight.
Well, up top again. Some more playing around, flirting
Miracle's
with greatness they're looking for. Yeah, he wants this kill. Avalanche, good phase shift, though. Looking for the toss back afterwards. Not going to happen. They rotate in Sumail now as well. Miracle's got to be careful. They catch sight of him. So much vision right now. And Miracle, Blink Dagger off cooldown. 3 seconds. It's not going to be in time. Toss away. LTW trying to get him close to go for the hits. But there's going to be the tether. GH now the one that's in trouble. But pops that mech. Now the turn for the fight. Coil there on to 2. Hook shot afterwards. Soxa gets the pushback. They have the Eclipse. Soxa starting to fall down. And he will eventually get ran down here. Maybe? Well, trying to. Girl off to the side. Sees if they can find him. Soxa hidden away in the trees. No, there's no way. Surely he does not get out right now. Stay hidden. Just don't go anywhere. You're fine. Dude, is he really going to get out? All right, they got him. They got him.
That is a sick juke spot.
That's crazy.
I have never seen that one before. I mean, they do find him because LTW, he's hunting him, you know, he plays literally 40 pubs a day, so he knows about all the juke spots that people try against him.
Well, in Clockwork TP top, right? Like they had
True.
Oh,
they
didn't actually
had
walk.
to be.
Damn.
He walked, okay.
Money changes hands.
Well,
I gotta say though, Kuroki, when you look at Nigma's, their players, you don't think that Kuroki's the one going to like having the super high impact, these clutch plays, but this game, I think, he's done some fantastic moves. I mean, that TP bottom into the Ravage, always in the right place at the right time. As you know, Thompson, he goes in ready to cast some spells. He just gets hexed by this 5-position lion with no items. It completely changes the game.
Absolutely. This Blink online now catches some vision there. Soxa going for the wraparound. And they're immediately going to deward the wards. As they pull back in, gonna pop the ulti, hook shot afterwards. Kuro, good stun, not good enough though. Coil, back onto 4. It's too much damage coming out from OG as they chase him down one by one. Miracle trying to escape, but they pull him back in again. Sumail with the chase down, and they're not stopping. They got everything that they need. Another pullback, another stun. Sumail finally gives up the chase. Ice Blast afterwards. Gonna apply itself onto ILTW, but they kill off GH. And dude, when these combos come out from Darkseer, it is just devastating.
I thought they were crazy. They're jumping this Hood Vanguard Centaur at his mid tower. But OG, they just poke in. They don't cast any of their big spells on Centaur, so just poking him, you know, CK stun, silence, some minus armor from Reality Rift, and they just connect with the big combo there. Really good understanding of how to take the team fight, and that was ILTW's 9-second BKB timing. Thompson, holy crap.
He's crazy. This guy's insane. Chase down. Want to kill him. Not going to get him. You know,
Thompson's such a boss.
he really is. He's died 4 times, doesn't care. He's just like, I'm gonna go and mess with him.
There's 3 blink daggers, 2 of them with instant stuns on the Radiant team, and he's just solo around the enemy tier 2. There's no real gain there, but you can do mental damage, just mess with them, force out TPs. Like, look at the map right now. There's 5 Radiant heroes all around that tier 2 because of what Thompson did.
What you want to see, definitely. Now, Nigma, like you mentioned, all those blink daggers means there's a lot of potential for initiation, and the wraparound's coming right now, trying to find Thompson. They look up high ground. No, he's on the low ground. He gets away. Oh, that smoke break, and then the rocket flare right on top of him. You know, it's interesting, right? They have so much of these heroes on OG to just keep everybody inside this one area, you know, whether it's the coil or the cogs or the vacuum. And then it just feels like Sumail's all that damage afterwards. And they jump forward. They're going to find Kuro. 3 swipes and an ice blast, and he's done.
They're still going, though. They want to find ILTW here. He does have blink up in 3 seconds on CK.
Come forward, catches them, breaks it, has the BKB, doesn't use it. Vacuum afterwards, in some trouble. There's not enough healing in the world. ILTW gonna TP out of there, will be able to escape as Miracle also jumps back. So it only ends up being the 2 supports. That actually is some value for Nigma at the very least.
They did use wall. I think OG, they might take Roshan at some... I mean, the Roshan's not too bad. They're just opting to control the map. They don't want to farm such a big neutral creep when they're allied. Are they going for Roshan? Okay, because I was going to say Iron Shell is really good against Roshan, but a little bit hesitation as they farm the enemy Ancients. I wonder if that's going to come out to bite them.
Yeah, it's still so fast. But
you know,
yeah.
The last smoke by OG, it was such a smart smoke because Nigma, you know, Thompson forced all of the mid. They sort of, I don't know how many of the heroes they saw, but they understood that as soon as they broke that smoke, all the silence were pushing in. They smoke, and if your silence are pushing in when you smoke, you're going to find something.
Right.
The enemy just has too many things to react to on the map. Creeps give you vision and information about where your opponent is. And reading that, they just went to enemy triangle. They get the support kills, but more importantly, they secured a Roshan for themselves.
Well, and you know, Nigma now doing the exact same thing. With the lanes pushing in, they go out for a quick and easy pick off there into the triangle, and then manage to pop the Stampede to get out afterwards. So even though they lose that Roche, they manage to find something else, and now gonna go for round 2. They don't have Centaur with them, and they also don't have Stampede.
They have a really good ward, though.
Who can they find? Sumail is a tough kill. Sumail is a really hard kill, but Thompson, that's a little bit easier. That's a potential, that's a chance, but you don't get enough. And now the buyback, and they drop down that coil afterwards, trying to turn, they pull it back in. ILTW gets TP broken. They have to fight now, but there's nothing left to fight. They're all just gonna get dropped down, torn apart again, 4 dead in the middle.
And OG, they're just on top of it. The instant they initiate onto Thompson, the buyback's kind of sucks. They have a really good read of these fights. And you know, Thompson, I think he was dead there, but a little bit of miscommunication between ILTW and Miracle there. Miracle wanted to get in melee range for that toss, and you know, where they went on Thompson was just so awkward. He couldn't get past his Luna, who's trying to hit him and get vision. And as a result, Thompson lives, and they just wipe Nigma.
God, and you see right now Sumail is bringing out the Desolator, because why not? That's apparently what he's decided his item is.
And how often do you see a CK out-farm a Luna?
Yeah.
He has the cleave talent at 15, but this is not some like low-farm Luna who lost her lane. She died once a lane, but I think she was 7k when everyone else in the game was 5k in terms of net worth. This is just aggression plus taking the valuable farm away from your opponents, coming out from OG, leading to this hero who shouldn't have this much farm, out-farming what is usually the fastest farming hero in Dota.
Well, that is a struggle right now for Nigma. You know, we came in expecting this one to be close, and this game definitely a lot closer, but it still feels like OG are making all of the right moves. Pulls him out there to snap the coil, and trying to bring him down. They're just always there, always right on top of each other, but a little bit of an overextension. Sumail, No Tail, they're in the area. They can't go. And again, with the Aegis, you just can't go all in like that on the CK. Wow. You know, it's interesting. I was kind of wondering if we're going to see out of ILTW that build that you've been talking about so much, the Ame build, but feeling like he just has to go for this like Manta Dragonlance BKB in this one.
Yeah, and it's just hard. I mean, the reason why his farm fell off a bit is because he did buy that early BKB in order to take the team fight.
Right.
But they lost that first team fight with his 9-second BKB, and it really reflects on the rest of the game with the net worth.
It's been tough. Well, the next round, they are around this area. No vision at all. Sumail jumps forward. Good Manta. The back away. LTW gonna get relocated. Now, this does mean Io is very vulnerable.
Are scanning.
And on the other side, Miracle. Oh, they scan. Dude, they know he's over there. What? Oh my goodness. And now isolated away from the rest of his team. Miracle's gonna go down. Thompson gives him the tip. A good stun with the Eclipse afterwards. Soxa drops as well. That is what Nigma needed. Now maybe a chance for more. Kuro doing ring around the rosy will get brought down. They pull him back on the other side now. LTW pops the BKB, turning to try and fight this one. They buy back on the Lion, trying to run down Sumail. This is going to be the Aegis, but can they find anything else afterwards? Dark's here, buying back, Force Staff up and away. Good jump in from Mind Control. Seb looking for a surge away, back him afterwards, but there's no follow-up. Finger of Death comes out, Sumail is dead. Seb bought back for this one, and now trying to find another round of it. Nigma streaming forward, they take down Seb. That is a dieback.
They just want to fight against Aegis, against a core buyback. Just really good punishing of OG when they went too far. And you can even see this Radiant has their own ward between the tier 2 and tier 3 bottom. And that's what sort of let them win this fight. Seb wasn't expecting them to have full vision on them coming in, and Croaky, again, he gets a Hex off, he gets a stun off. He dies for his team in that fight and buys back, but he really clutches it there, and that's a huge swing. Now Luna above CK and net worth. Now they have these items. You know, MC, he was sacked in this game. He really made a comeback, and he landed some good stomps in that fight.
And now, like, this is the type of hero that can punish you so quickly on this Luna. You've also got the Crimson Guard now finished up for the Centaur, so that can help to deal with some of, like, the illusion damage that's gonna come in from the Darkseer as well as from the CK. This is not insignificant. Darkseer's dead for 40 more seconds. Nigma take down that tier 2 tower and now can take control of the outpost as well as this top tier 2. What a turnaround. Oh, and it takes King. Yeah, 7th Desolator on CK. I wonder if he's regretting that a little bit right now.
Yeah, it's not looking so hot now. You know, the cores on the enemy team all have a lot of armor. Mind Control opted for that Crimson Guard. He has a Dragon Scale picked up. Luna just naturally tanky, and Tiny has his ulti, so not too sure King's feeling the Desos still.
20 to 30 in terms of kill score. There is still this great ward that's towards mid, which I think Nigma should know about. They spotted it on a sentry ward that got dewarded right in front of their creep wave, but it hasn't been taken out yet. But besides that, there's like no vision on the map at all for either team. Very
It's just
awkward.
been so many battles. All the wards are placed in the fights, which generally also get dewarded.
Seeing these cool little relocate plays by LTW, who gets relocated to the bottom just to push this out and try and pressure the tower. Now they are coming back to their triangle. This is where they have a bit of vision. Oh, thinking about going in. They're all over here. Mind Control has a good opening. Jumps forward, Stomp is out. Stampede afterwards. Hookshot misses. They find the wall down on top of LTW, but the right click's coming through Sumail. He doesn't have that much left in the take, but it gets a huge heal. Ice Blast afterwards, good hits for the control, but is it going to be enough? Oil afterwards, drop down, they pull him away, and ILTW is dead. Now GH also left alone, tries to get out of there, is stuck up on the cliff, but there's the Avatos, he kills off Sumail. Miracle able to salvage this first team, they take down Thompson as well. One by one, OG start losing their lives, and none of these heroes have buyback. The chase, looking for no tail. Only a quarter of the duration left, and Thompson, seeing if he kill off GH, it's not gonna happen. They don't get him. They take down 4, and Nigma, they will not be denied. Seb trying to get away. Ooh, by the skin of his teeth, he's gonna get out of there. Still slow though, and they're looking for him. Want to bring down the pesky Darkseer. Hides off to the side, gets the blink away, drops down the ward, looking for any opening. He doesn't have a TP.
See him.
They don't quite spot him. Dude, just Kuroko looking.
They're gonna see him because his courier's gonna come.
Oh, sees him. Hello. The other side. Yo, you go into showcase mode, they're face to face, nose to nose, but they do see the courier now. Now Kuro's gonna realize, does he get out of there? Throws out that stun, jumps in, finds it afterwards. They still spot him. And Seb backing him away, trying to escape. Hex afterwards, bottom lane, they're taking racks in the meantime while all this is going on, but they're keeping the Darkseer out of the fight. And it looks like eventually they will be able to bring down Seb as the relocate goes out. Unreal.
Where did Isle relocate from?
He relocated
Is
from
he
top
safe?
lane to bottom.
No, he relocated from bottom. He was at the
okay,
enemy
got it,
ancients
got it,
there.
got
So
it.
they did run back on the fog. I was a little bit worried there, but man, RTW, he almost has his butterfly. I don't think CK is scaling this game at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Desolator purchase, maybe a little bit too assured in their victory from OG, but he hasn't picked up a new item since that Desolator. He's only gotten that Reaver, not the full heart. And meanwhile, RTW, he was behind CK when he was like 15k net worth and CK was 16k net worth. Now CK's 17k net worth and he's at 25k. He's picked up 10k of gold while CK's picked up 1k.
Yeah, it has just been a dropping off a cliff, or rather staying flat on the net worth as Miracle in the mid lane finds himself Soxa. Looking for that beatdown. It's not going to quite come in time, and that's a blast down. You know, I have not heard that many chat lines coming out from a certain team in the last couple minutes as it is fallen apart a little bit. 35 minutes in. We
And
go.
a little bit of the same problems that plagued Nigma last game. Like right now, I don't think OG have the damage. It's a reverse situation. Thompson, he's gone for this Aghanim Scepter. Like all the items, it made sense when you're winning the game. You know, Desolator to hit buildings, Aghanim Scepter, you just control them and you have damage with Darkseer and CK. But man, they're gonna need a huge vacuum wall to win these team fights at this point.
Right. Well, and he does have the level 20 talent, so maximum amounts of ion shells on all of his heroes. It's a ridiculous amount of damage. You know, you get 4 ion shells on. That's what, 600 damage per second. Magical.
That's a lot of damage.
it's a lot of damage. It's like a freaking Laguna blade per second almost is what it feels like. But the question is, can you stand on top of ILTW? Can you stand on top of Miracle without dying before the ion shell kills them? And that's something I'm not sure of. As we set ourselves and look at the pressure that's coming to high grounds, Sumail has the heart done. 5,000 HP with heart on. And you can see that Nigma, they are respecting this. The potential, like, eviscerating team fight that could come out this way. The jump in, the hook shot, they find LTW, but he pushes him out of the ice blast. Mind control, goes in for the stun, and now turning, trying to fight this one. Sumail, he's just getting shredded. Absolutely torn asunder. Miracle, eyes on Sumail, wants to bring him down, can't quite get it though. ILTW does manage to kill off Soxa. And now Avalanche toss, keep going for more. Miracle looking for Thompson, see if he can find him. Jump forward, silence to slow, and will be able to get out of there. But they lost the clock, and they use wall. This is gonna be a hard hold up top.
Okay, so OG had a random ward on the high ground that let them take that fight, but honestly, I think they should feel luck. Oh, Luna gets
What? LTW just loses the Aegis. Do they have anything else afterwards for him though? It doesn't look like it. That was still 2 minutes left on that one. And with no creeps that were coming through mid, suddenly you've got an awkward situation now where they can't really push. Very, very
that is their win condition. Every time you play hard carry against Ancient Apparition, the way you win the game is, I mean, either you have multiple cores, like, you know, Miracle's going for the Midas, or you just have the Aegis of the Immortal, so the Ice Blast doesn't do the same thing. Really good, like, he walked up to the high ground sort of unprepared, and OG were ready. They sniped that out, and because of that, they still get to play Dota in this game.
Well, see what they can manage to find. I mean, we've got that next tier of items, and not just neutrals, but also just regular old items. We've got ourselves, what was that? An Aeon disc, I think I saw. We've got Crimson Guards finished also.
Aghanims on Luna.
Yeah. Aghanims on
Gets a
Thompson.
Flicker. Very nice this game.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That shouldn't exist.
I guess, I mean, get to the cogs, that's what I was thinking, but Saksa, he already has the Aghanims. I mean, he's had it for a while. That's a long chain stun, so he's opting to go for the Trickster Cloak. Maybe it can save him from the single target burst damage coming out of OG.
It's going to be really tough, though. Like, I mean, I feel like Nigma just have to play so spread at all times, because if you get like a Puck Ags coil into vacuum breaking it, that's just game right there almost, it feels like.
Yeah, for sure. The thing they do have going for them, though, with this Aghanims is they have a lot of instant stuns, and there are no real saves coming out from OG. I mean, Notel, he has 1 Force Staff, but it's probably not enough against one Aghanim's Eclipse on a stunned unit. They will just die.
True enough. Well, the smoke up now going cross map. Nigma hoping to find somebody. Saksa is here, but he is sort of playing down on the bottom side of this one, it looks like. And we'll see if they're able to catch him. They saw the rocket flare going over, but it looks like he's making the move down. But they ping right on top of him. If he doesn't start TPing soon, he's actually dead. And GH throwing out those
smoke
balls.
pops.
Saksa looking to get out of there. They spot him. Got him. A nice catch there by Nigma as they commit fully to that smoke and bring down the clock. Oh, Miracle. Brazenly TP's in, doesn't want to give up that outpost for free. They really want to commit to get that one, and they do get it. The Centaur TPing in too. The rest of the team can't come there, but the relocate, that's going out. No tail, just getting torn apart. Ice blast afterwards. Buyback comes out now from the Clockwork, looking to try and bring down Sumail. He's completely isolated, completely alone, nowhere to go. Dead with no buyback, and they are right outside the base. Hook shot in, but there's the Force Staff away, and now focusing down Seb, doesn't have anywhere left to go. Avalanche, toss, finger, and done. Another round, and Saksa desperately trying to stop this push. Look at this play here. Hook shot in, takes out the creeps, needs to get this catapult. They gotta kill these catapults here. And will they be able to get it in time? There's the Cogs pushback. 1 catapult remains with 50 HP, but they're able to get it. Dude, that salvages the game. Saksa literally saving them. Yeah, he needs to get the second wave as well, but it won't quite be in time. Is there any way that OG can kill that one off?
And there's no buyback on Clockwork is the thing. He was such an integral part of their fight. And Topson, he's running mid here, trying to get that wave. I'm not sure he's gonna make it in time.
Yeah, he's looking for it.
This is Luna versus buildings, guys.
I know, they're already hitting the tier 4 towers. Topson has to get it. They jump in, they hex him though. They find Topson. They're gonna pop the glyph afterwards to try and slow this down. But with no Sumail for another 25 seconds, Nigma gonna try and take this down. With Tiny and Luna, it is so difficult to stop. They're 15 seconds away from having the wall back up, but Seb completely under control. He gets blown up, 100 seconds without him. The Puck tries to stop this pressure, but it is not gonna happen. Eyes on the prize, GG called. OG threw one away and Nigma picked it up.
For sure, and I mean, as much as it might seem they lost this big lead, honestly, Nigma's play was just stellar this game. Every time they had to punish OG going too far, they did it. They pre-sub for the wards. It wasn't like OG were just messing up. They had this great ward on bottom lane that won them this game. Completely changed the outcome of the game. And again, Kuroki, always in the right place, always with the right wards. Just...
It's a vision hero. It's one of his best. I really like how he kind of adapted to play the Tiny. I feel like it's just such a perfect hero for him. And by opening with the Wisp, OG reacted with the Puck and then banned a couple of different heroes, right? I suggested a potential one for Kuroki, and I think that would have been a better ban in second phase. And then also, they have to think about this Tiny next time too, if they decide to give the Wisp again, if they're going to play Puck against it.
Definitely, because we have the IO had it banned second phase in first game. Trent, make your prediction. Will IO get banned first phase this time around? Oh, you're about to see the answer already. It is first phase banned.
All right. I probably would have went with a yes.
Timbersaw makes it through.
Simply based off their first bans. They've had like the flex ban in a sense of like yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're just good with anything like Invoker +1. I don't know if the Timber is as necessary to me. But of course, that is the hero that's not left out. So
Hoodwink picked up by OG. I think a lot of
nice.
people have been saying multiple times that could obviously be a support, but Thompson has played it so much in his pubs, so it's up in the air. Flex pick here then for sure, and you will get your TA, Peter, on the side of Team.
Yeah, it's crazy how I said that and it happened. I just think this is like Nigma is just playing to Miracle's strengths, and I think it's a really important part of their team. I'm curious how OG is going to respond. Miracle looked the best at the major on Invoker, but TA was number 2, and
yeah,
it's you can see how much they prioritize it here because the one hero that you did mention that's left in the pool is Timbersaw. So and there's also Dragon Knight. I think a lot of people like to take these heroes on 2-3, but they don't want to take DK if Timber's in the pool. So going with the TA before they ban 3 Miracle heroes is really interesting. Pangolier is it's a response. It was not my favorite response, but it is one of OG's best heroes.
It's one of the lowest commitment responses, I think, too. Because like the Viper is the one that I think just jumps out to a lot of people, but Viper is, I don't know, Viper's a little hit or miss. I don't know if it's like that good, just like shut down a TA game completely. It's a little bit different, like the late game thing, how farm the Viper gets.
I think TA dominates this lane. So, and that's my concern is that OG is going to put Thompson on this Pangolier as they usually do and tell him to go mid. Because I think that this is a matchup that can get really, really bad for Pangolier. And you don't want it like you want TA is going to be farmed in any game. You just don't want it to be here for her to be like crazy farmed.
You don't want to make it easy.
I would love for the Thompson Viper. I guess it's kind of bad against Nyx, but didn't he used to play this hero a lot?
Maybe during like the Atos days and like the stacking days, yeah.
I'm gonna imagine that any mid hero will know how to play Viper properly.
It's
not the highest skill ceiling.
It's become a little bit different. I think it's become a little bit more higher skill. Also, the mid lane in general is such a mechanical lane at the moment, just because it's played around so many different bounty runes and power runes and stacking camps. Like you have to be like on point. You know, you got to know your next 2 moves if you're playing mid.
The thing I'd like versus the TA is some way to help control up the Ancients too. Like whether that's through the mid hero in terms of like early invasions or position 4 and 5 that are willing to like roam in there a little bit more and get the blocks off. I mean, that's kind of why I like the Razor in these games too. Is this idea of like actually getting a little bit active on the earlier end plus the laning stage. Like it's starting to grow a bit.
Pairing the TA with the Nyx is pretty smart when you think about it because all the heroes that we're talking about, Viper, Razor, Batrider, these are heroes you don't want to play against Nyx. So will OG just man up and pick it anyways? I feel like sometimes that's the answer against Nyx. You just need to be like, hey, I want to pick this hero, but I don't want to play against Nyx. Just do it because you want that hero.
Yeah, it's like Doom in a sense. It's just frustrating for everyone at some point. But
yes,
yeah, Nyx really ruins a lot of heroes games though.
Yeah. It's ideal that you find heroes that are good against both. There's just not many in the pool, and to focus your draft on that can sometimes backfire.
Yep. In this second ban phase, we got a lot of bans on the side of Team Nigma, banning out some of Sumail's heroes with the Terrorblade and the Drow Ranger. And on the side of OG, it's a little bit of a mix with the Luna and the Timber still as well. But Phoenix also removed from the pool. Are we expecting this Nyx Assassin? I think it should be a GH hero, right?
Kuro used to play at 5 occasionally when they did like the they used to like Tusk 5s and Nyx 5s, but probably not this game.
Yeah, with the Lion pick, this is just so them. At the major, I think that at the major they were one of the most predictable teams. Right, they picked like the same stuff no matter what they were playing against a couple times, but they play it so well, and I think Lion is a very well-rounded hero, and Nyx also cuts down the hero pool of OG as well. So pretty solid heroes to pick every game if you're going to pick the same ones.
Radiant team pick.
Kind of looks like a PL game at this point.
Chen's back.
There we go again.
Chen's back. Hell yeah.
Okay. So we saw a little bit how it worked in game 1, and it required a lot of stacking on the side of OG with the Chen creeps. Nyx Assassin, TA, they can just go into the jungle and take those stacks at the moment.
The Leshrac is also still in too, which they might just go for again. But again, it's into the Nyx, but yeah, you can't you can't just end your whole draft based off of that one factor.
I hope Nigma picks maybe their safe laner here, and last picks their offlane. I think it's going to be really important for their offlane that they can win and punish this Chen. That was the thing that I saw in the previous Chen game, is that I felt like the Chen pick should be punished harder, but Kuro was playing the Hoodwink. Maybe a newer hero for him. Obviously a newer hero for him. I don't think he plays that Hoodwink as well as he plays the Lion. So if they can have Tide is a pretty well-rounded offlaner, so if they can win this Tide Lion lane and pressure the carry, I think that's the route that they should go, because I do really feel like Chen is a weak laner.
Yeah, he did get he got the creep last time from the small camp in the mid of his Radiant team. Is that something? Normally, that's something that a TA would want to farm eventually, but after last game, the first game, would you block it?
So I actually think that teams should generally almost always block the enemy team's small camp from the beginning of the game. You know how a lot of teams like smoke and place a ward on the opposite hill? I also feel like there's no reason not to sentry ward the enemy team's mid small camp in almost every single game, because it's just a 50-50 gold trade, and it's like another thing that, you know, maybe their mid player goes to farm it, he's missing the small camp, now he doesn't have enough gold for his bottle, right? And that's something that can like win you a game or maybe even a series.
It's becoming more and more popular too. And like when we talk about the mid lane being, you know, low skill in some ways now, where like there's all the water runes and everything, everyone has more opportunities to go for these little farming plays. So when you cut out that efficiency, it's just, you know, that's one of the ways you can win a lane that's different now.
It just throws a wrench in there, right? It just, you know, it kind of just trips them up. They're just like, oh, like this is annoying. Like,
okay, so you know what counters TA and pairs really well with Chen is Meepo. So they should just Meepo, obviously.
Think
right.
That's Sheepstick was talking about it on her panel. She's a Meepo player, and I think she said
she tried to squeeze it in there. I saw that.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know what the status is on Meepo at the moment. I still think the boosters play it a bit, but I think the Brood is kind of the go-to at the moment for that. But yeah, Meepo is. I don't think it's playable right now. I'm not sure the hero is good enough. Magnus.
Well, we got the Mag coming out for now. So far, it's been a Seb hero.
Tide is pretty good against Mag, because you can kind of always get Ravage off, even if you do get RP'd. You can kind of just like group around Tide almost. Not too much, but somewhat.
It feels like they're just trying to find another way to go after stacks from the Chen.
Yeah,
like another hero that can just do that.
I feel like, yeah, I guess they are just going to put the Pangolier mid then, right? And they're going to let Seb play his Magnus in the off lane. Right. Now
they could switch the Hoodwink and the Pango. If they feel Hoodwink would be a good mid, I want to have it put out there because, again, if anybody would play it mid, it would be Thompson.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think it's a very good matchup versus TA, but Thompson's the king of bad matchups, so we'll see how it goes.
Last time they paired up a Leshrac with a Chen on the lane for Sumail for OG.
I'm assuming they want a better Empower hero than a Leshrac this draft, one would think. I mean,
Ursa.
Yeah, I think he's getting banned out, right?
Possibly,
but one on the list.
These teams have done crazier things. I mean, there's a Chen in 2 out of 3 of these games, so who knows?
That's true, and he looked good versus the Centaur last game. They went for the CK instead.
Yeah, it's not bad versus... It's pretty good against all of Nigma's heroes, I think. No natural Yule's Buyer. They've got a lot of stuns. Ursa builds status resistance. Zalta gives status resistance. Crushes Tide in lane. Monkey King is the other melee abuser, but I don't think that hero has done very well recently. For real reasons. I feel like the hero's just weak.
Well, we got the standard PA ban for the PA mag. Peter, I know you don't like Juggernaut, but it is one of the standard combinations with mag.
I don't hate it that bad. Oh my god! Like, don't be afraid to say the hero's name.
Dude, I don't know. You've been throwing some major shit.
I take some hard stances, but it's for the show, guys. Like, it's fine. It's
sorry.
I like Juggernaut. I don't win when I play him, so you know, I'm more of a PA guy. Or Lifestealer.
Actually, OG ban out the monkey themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. This is really just up to Sumail, right? It's like, what can you carry this game on? I mean, you're playing it to TA. There's a PL, right? But maybe it's too hard into Tide. I was surprised they didn't ban PL in second phase, but that lane can be really hard, like Lion, PL, but they have a Chen. I have no idea.
There's still what?
But it will be. Won't it be
Spec.
Team Nigma picking first out of this? So could they potentially go for the PL?
No, I think
OG
it's
is
OG
picking first. Yeah. They first picked Hoodwink, so they've got the 9 pick. It's all
Oh,
good.
my bad. Math. Hard.
Monkey King banned by OG, so they definitely don't want that. Ursa stayed
wow,
in.
we're banning Troll. We're really digging deep here once the Troll bans come out. That's another hero that fell off pretty massively as of late.
Yeah, but if he has some power, you know, Beastmaster.
Hey!
Oh, is this Sumail Mag?
Beastmaster's also
classic?
kind of, I would say, soft countered or maybe even hard countered by Tidehunter. I don't. I played a pub with Seb a couple days ago, and he was playing Beastmaster, and we exchanged some words.
Oh, you had a you
So-
complimented him on his build, right?
We'll see if he does it again. He did
A description of this?
he did the Helm of Dom 2 item first.
Oh, yes.
So I couldn't tell if he was being
Great
serious
build.
or memeing.
Okay, that would actually work in a 5-man like cheesy strat though,
The
right?
enemy team had techies, so I saw some merit to it. Okay, Furion for ILTW. I like.
Yep,
It's. Oh. We'll see how the tree synergy goes against Sox's Hoodwink.
I feel like we've got heroes into like direct counters they hate in so many of these picks. Like Beastmaster into Tidehunter. We have Nature's Prophet into Magnus and Hoodwink. I feel like it's pretty annoying. Even Pango, I think, is kind of a problem for NP in a lot of games. But to me, this is LTW's answer to like, I'm getting away from this 5-man stuff you guys are going to do, running down lanes. And I'm just going to like try and keep the map pushed out. And we're going to try and get Miracle massive.
Gotta say,
Alright, who's gonna?
I'm going OG. I can't
You're
go.
going
You
OG.
like it?
I can't go against
You're
them
going
twice,
for
and
the
I've got
Seb
faith.
Beastmaster.
We
He's after the Chen.
We dominated that game, and I was wrong about Chen. So these guys are gonna crush
Okay.
it.
I think it's very dangerous, and I think they just lost a game attempting a very similar strategy with Nigma on the big hold. I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult with Miracle on the TA, but I think they might have learned their lesson from game 1, so I will go for Nigma.
All right, split panel. I like it. We also have the split series. That means this third game, is the deciding game. Which one of these two teams will face up against Tundra in the upper bracket finals tomorrow? We're going to find out together with Lyrical and AY.
It's come down to this. Wouldn't have it any other way, Howie. We're here. The Chen has come back again. We saw what it was capable of doing in game number 1. Do you think that it has the same type of potency here in this game number 3 that we're now in? Do you like the pick?
I didn't like the pick the first game, and I was completely wrong. So I don't think my thoughts on Chen are.
And yeah, now you're
So,
recognizing.
sorry.
Shout out there. You were muted.
Oh, I did the
I was just
lyrical.
nodding along a little bit. It was fine. Don't worry.
Yes, the audience could hear me, just you couldn't, right?
Exactly. You're nailing it.
Okay. So, anyways, I said so you can hear me, Lyrical, because you're the important one here. I did like Chen game 1, but I was wrong about it because I have no read on this hero at all compared to OG. But I think you play against these really experienced captains like Kuroki. He's looking through his like past experiences for the heroes that used to counter Chen really hard. I think Furion is actually one of these heroes. One of the best things against Chen push liners where they group up a lot is, as the panel mentioned, just to split up, get that pressure, and eventually, like Furion ulti also destroys the Chen creeps. It's miserable playing Chen when you can't keep your army up.
It's one of the worst feelings ever. We should mention real quickly, we're already into a pause, which is why we're staying on our beautiful faces for the moment. And also, as you saw in the bottom corner right there, in the other game that's going on right now, Into the Breach facing off against Spider Pigs. Apparently, spoilers, if anybody wants to go watch that series, just mute for like 30 seconds, then we'll come back. All right, you're muted now. Perfect. Into the Breach had a 16K gold advantage, lost a player, had to play 4v5, went down to 2K net worth. The player reconnected. They managed to salvage the game, the series, and now they're in game number 3. So just a lot of insanity all across the Western European qualifiers right now. And yeah, we're waiting for this game to get back underway. But so your idea with this Furion being able to take down the creeps, how does that pair together with like how much group up and push they've got on OG? Because with this Beastmaster in tow, Peter talking a little bit about potentially having the helm of the Overlord coming out in the later stages as well. It feels like they could run out of damage potentially.
Who will run out of damage? Nigma will run out of damage.
Nigma potentially.
I think Nigma won't run out of damage this game because of TA, right? I think she's like, I could see it if they had a different mid, but I think Miracle, he should have a really good lane this game, and he translated that pretty well in both previous games. I mean, he solo killed Thompson,
Right.
both of the other games. If he does that this game, I can see TA completely taking over this game. He is sort of countered by Beastmaster. It used to be a really unplayable matchup for TA when Necrobook was in the game, but that just got yeeted out of the game.
Right.
So let's see what happens. I also want to mention, when I played Chen, I also hated playing against TA. Because it felt like how you deal with raw plus HP and heals is you have modifiers like plus damage percent, percentage damage, or minus armor. Because that's more effective against the heals coming in. TA, again, also one-shots all your creeps. And the new TA Blade who goes Psyblades with the Psyblade range talent and Dragonlance, you might cleave some OG heroes off those creeps. You're hurting your own team.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And like, I mean, that low armor can just be devastating to go into that, gain hit by the Psyblades on the back side of it. So that's definitely going to be something to watch for. I guess the other thing that obviously ends up mattering so much is like, do we just see the early snowball as we are getting into this game still paused up? But do we see that early snowball potential that they had from OG? Are we going to see Nigma be able to go in and actually contest those stacks? I'm wondering how that will work out for them.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what you said. A lot of the game will come down to these Chen stacks. Okay. I feel like he shouldn't have as free a lane. Like Tidehunter, Nyx Assassin, I think looks more robust to me on paper. Like maybe Nyx can even go into the jungle and follow him a bit because Tidehunter's a more stable laner than they had in game 1.
Right.
But oh, look at this. They're set up for Thompson. They knew that he was going to scout the mid lane, but unfortunately the trade scouts him. He doesn't go for it. They were so ready. They had 4 heroes here. The stun scout up online and next, and they wanted to get him.
That would have been really nice if they could have found
That's really funny, actually. I love progression on meta like that, where someone always does this trick, and then they're ready for him. They even place the lane ward mid so they would see him, even if he tried to scout them out. And instead, Chen took over the Treant, and he's scouting the mid ward.
Oh my god!
So their plan backfires a little bit. That Treant, not only does it prevent them from getting the kill on Thompson, but it also gives away their ward mid.
Although I think that it might have revealed on one of the heroes instead, and I'm not sure what the Treant's vision is because the ward is actually up top.
If you wrap around the tower, like if you click that ward, it does see just past that top tree, so they should know where it is.
Okay.
The hero was from the left, so they probably wouldn't see it there. But who knows? It's very hard. I mean, it's easy for us with full vision, and like I'm able to click the ward, but for the players, it's not the same. Ooh, good deny by LTW on the bounce rune bottom as well.
And No-Tail, he does spout it out right away. So this is nice for him. Able to get that D ward taken, and No-Tail, will he pay the price? The right click's coming in. The laning stage hasn't even started yet, but Gush slow wears off. No-Tail able to walk away.
This is not good for Nigma, though. I would take that trade on No-Tail any day. He gets a D ward, and then they follow him for so long. Sumail's going to get a free, like, 2 or 3 denies here, and free CS.
It's great for him.
They did get all the bounce runes on Nigma, though. 3 bounce runes and 1 deny, so that's a big start for them.
Well, an early good start up there in the top lane, and we'll see if they can sort of translate that into more. The other thing is they actually haven't blocked out this camp, so Kuro's going to need to body block it, and that does leave open the other camp to spawn as well. We'll see if No-Tail tries to take over some of those creeps in the early goings to get some pressure on there, as mid lane, Thompson taking a lot of Psyblade damage there from Miracle. Yeah, TA, it's not an easy matchup, and Miracle has looked consistently just so good against Thompson. I don't know if it's just sort of a player thing or if, there's some skill differential, what's going on, but Miracle is looking really freaking good.
Honestly, sometimes it's just the 2 mid players specifically. I remember Miracle, he wouldn't go mid against no one back when like they were the 2 of the best mids in the world. Just because no one always had the edge on him, Liquid would always send Matumba Man against no one instead.
Right.
Whereas, in this matchup, like Thompson, I mean, he won 2 TIs. He's clearly a tier 1 mid player. His laning got really good in the last TI especially, but Miracle seems to have his number the series.
In the head a little bit there, and looking pretty solid doing it as well. So we did see as the Psyblades continue to rain in on him there, Kuro getting kind of bullied back up top by No-Tail, and is going to be able to go for that D ward on the small camp as well. as he took over the Wild Wing Ripper little guy. And at least in the early goings, no lane appears to like get completely dominated here. Definitely the Mag is ahead of the Tidehunter. But actually looking for that catch now for a punch down on a no-tail. This will be big, and mind control. Able to draw first blood. Kuro goes down afterwards, but that's great for the Tide.
Yeah, that's huge. I think both of the last games, mind control had really rough off lanes. This time he's against a Magnus Chen. I know Peter mentioned it on the panel, but he said Chen is a pretty weak laner, and I completely agree. Every time I pick that hero, I lose my lane. That's why I don't play him anymore. I think the fact that Nigma are punishing it this game is really important just from like a drafting outlook. You need to win lanes you're supposed to win in Dota.
They're able to do that now. Well, I mean, still not winning necessarily, right? Like they're still behind in CS, but at least they're starting to catch back up a little bit with that kill and gain a good wave pressuring into them. In the meantime, though, Miracle sitting in the mid has been able to get significantly more denies, and you can see that Topson trying to make up for this by heading back to the jungle and farming up the small camps, as well as gain a bottle refill on the bounty. Had to wait for that voice line. It's too good.
Classic.
GH.
Man, the new meld just does so much damage.
Oh, but Saksa maybe going to go down afterwards? No, they can't chase him down with the treant. So really nicely played there. And yeah, Seb just sitting with the Helm of Iron Will in a Quelling Blade. This item is great. 6 armor, 5 HP regen. Pretty solid.
Yeah, it's one of the most efficient early items. He went Quelling Blade, just no items into the fast Helm of Iron Will.
Kuro taking some damage. Meanwhile, bottom, they're also going to LTW as the skewer back underneath the tower, hoping to find this kill. It won't turn into anything afterwards. And down on the bottom side, they were also able to force back Seb, which kept alive LTW. Good stun coming from GH. Stop the pressure.
This bot lane is a bit concerning for Team Nigma, though, because if Beastmaster gets to start with Quelling Blade, literally no stats or regen, gets all the way to this fast Helmet Dominator, I think he'll kick LTW out of lane pretty reliably. That means that they have pressure in this lane, where you last picked your carry, you'll be able to sort of take that tower and it might snowball the map. Top lane, though, they're going into no-tail here.
Yeah, trying to find that finish, but will not be able to do anything at all. So yeah, still though, it's a nice big wave here that's sitting pretty for the Tidehunter. And underneath the tower, Miracle trying to take down Topson, ring around the rosy, can't quite get him. OG have been doing a lot of hiding away in the trees throughout this series, and not been doing a too bad job of it. That's a good jump
I think
back.
that side lane hits.
That might have been a kill right there if he wasn't careful. Miracle hitting level 6, and Topson half a level behind him.
It seems to be the story of the series. Miracle, he's just, I don't know if it's a matchup thing, or as we mentioned, like maybe a little bit of an outskill thing or a player-to-player matchup, but he's just dominating the mid lane this series.
Meanwhile, in the side lanes, it does feel like OG has been able to make a lot happen, at least in this early goings. The Bushwhack's going to go out there onto GH. How close are we to this Helm of the Dominator? We're about 200 gold away from Seb being able to finish that one off. And we'll see what creeps end up spawning. Right now there's a Satyr over there, but doesn't look like that one's probably going to live that much longer as the pull is going out. Another Bushwhack, another beatdown. Strength of this Nyx Assassin, just being able to sort of survive passively with all the regen he's got.
Yes, the one good thing for... Oh, they're going on to Seb bottom, but he looks to be turning it here.
Okay, a chance. Right clicks coming through. Spike Carapace, Saksa down low, can't get through those trees. The right clicks continue to come through, and they'll find that kill. Up top they were going as well. GH does fall, and LTW gonna TP back home.
I saw it from mine.
A refill in the mid lane where Topson had used the Rolling Thunder while all that action was happening bottom. And as we've seen throughout this series, like in the early moments at least, there's been a lot of action, not always translating into a ton of kills though.
Both these teams are just so good at knowing their limits and sort of kiting their opponents. And Furion, he got this level 6 first, which means they should have some play timings. I mean, they're about to have Ravage top. Yes, for an ulti, usually you can combine those spells and get a kill. but I am a bit worried now that this Helmet the Dominator has come out. He's picked up a Centaur. I think he should be able to kick Furon out of the lane. Luckily, they, or not luckily, like, they managed to kill the Catapult bottom, so he won't get to combine that, but top lane
RP,
again.
able to catch, skewer back, Mind Control still living, Ravage. Just gonna walk away from him afterwards. So Ravage down, No-Till gives the tip. The other thing, and just sort of this impending sense of doom I've kind of got right now, look in the dire jungle. There are a lot of stacks over there. Bushwhack, in the meantime, down bottom, trying to go for some type of a play here, as Roar has already been committed, as well as the Furion ulti. Chasing down, trying to find a kill. A lot of armor on Seb, taking the tower hits. Punches in, the Bushwhack afterwards, trying to find a finish. Love the turnaround. Impale as well as the Earth Spike. They find one kill, and they TP out with the other. Seb getting slowed down, and the body blocks coming in from the tree. Seeing if they can find a chase down, and they're going to. Look at these body blocks, just encapsulated in the trees, and GH is the one that cleans it up. Good stuff from LTW.
Yeah, I was scared about the Helm timing, but LTW with the perfect micro and perfect play, they managed to bait in the Beastmaster under the tower. They get this huge turnaround, and that's a missed timing for OG right there.
God, look at this
They're
farm,
going mid.
Yeah, I mean, Sumail's getting this farm, as you said, going in mid, trying to take down one. Kuro down low, going Thunder, not going to get thrown. Oh my God, the sidestep. Soxa goes in a bit too deep, gets punished by Miracle. Tops it now, trying to get the finish off there, and will be able to secure it as he just rolls on out of there. But in the meantime, this is all space being created. Mag skyrocketing up the net worth. More stacks being created.
TP and top by Furion. He has level 4 treants already. One of the benefits of running this core Nature's Prophet, and getting this tower would be huge for them. Just opening up the map, it'll sort of allow the Ancients to be more protected in a sense, because if you can push lanes further in, it just gives you more info, and Miracle will be safer because of that.
Thompson. Swashbuckle away. As down bottom, they are kind of setting up. What's the goal here? Are they trying to take the tower of their own on OG?
For sure, they want to take the tower. They have the Helmet of the Dominator, but because they're not catching anything here. Because of that first play made by LTW and the really good TP from Kuroki, this tower is almost full HP. They have no real pressure on it. Now you can sort of see the panel was talking about Tidehunter has always been a Beastmaster counter in Dota, and this is why. If you get to the point where Tidehunter can sort of sit under the tower, it's very hard to be a real Beastmaster. I mean, if they can't kill bottom tower, I don't see how OG's lineup functions, to be honest. They need to bring everyone here.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like you kind of need that hoodwink ulti to be able to bring them down with the roar, to like get that break and then the burst afterwards, because otherwise you're just going to get ravaged. And right now, at least, Mind Control doing exactly what they need him to do. And you can see just surrounded here by 3 different heroes, but they can't make any type of a move. Mind Control throws it out. Roar is there, but the Impale comes afterwards, and Seb in trouble, going to fall. They get his creep too. And I mean, they're going to try and pressure this. Tower down to about half HP, but just throws out the anchor smash, right-clicking down this catapult. It's not working right now for OG. Nigma coming up with the answers.
And I feel like Kuroki or whoever suggested this in the draft, maybe it's RMN, their coach, they've sort of outstratted OG in this game. I mean, there's a lot of stacks that OG took, but just the fact that you cannot take your enemy safe in tower if you're playing Beastmaster.
Oh, GH. Oh, the stun afterwards, Kuro finds that kill. Sumail might be able to play a little bit of cleanup, but taking down that Pango right there for the line, you'll take that trade every day of the week.
For sure. Look at this, like you're even pressuring the enemy offlane tower with Tidehunter. Can tank I mean, I don't know if he's going to, but he could tank that tower with the level 3 package. Okay, he chooses not to. But this isn't looking like the Chen of game 1 at all.
No.
Their safe lane tower is dead. They can't take any towers with the creeps. And meanwhile, I mean, Sumail is farming a lot, but Miracle has been free farming on TA.
It's, yeah, I think that this TA, I mean, granted, not a ton of stacks being taken for him, as they do find LTW. and in some trouble. The drums, don't know if it's going to save him here. Roll back through, does a little do-si-do, hides away, jukes it out, and trying to TP out of there. Can they escape? Now the bushwhack came through for the finish. So a nice chase down. Eventually they get it in mind from tipping. Okay, that's fine.
That's a good vibes tip. You know, you would never tip your teammate if the vibes on the team were bad or just any sort of bad feeling.
Unless it's really bad, then you might tip them as well. But
yeah, I mean, if you want to disband your team and lose the TI qualifiers, I guess
Right.
you could do that.
okay,
But I think these teams, you know, they have TI wins under their belts.
fair enough. Kuro trying to drain out that mana from Thompson. And does finish the Echo Saber now. This has been a lot of the timing that he's looked for, but right now, God, he is so far behind the TA. Almost 3,000 gold. And they do finally bring down the Tide, who's playing too aggressive, and they catch him out with that sharpshooter.
Yeah, as you mentioned, they do have that Tidehunter answer, and they're top lane though. Thompson's going caught here.
Looking for it. Stun comes out. He has Swashbuckle and Rolling Thunder, though. But Thompson still well within the safe zone. Seb in the area as well. And they're just actually getting this tier 1 tower for free down bottom.
Yeah, this is the most important objective for OG's lineup. They, like, Chen doesn't have purpose if this tower is alive. They just would never take mid tower either. But Nigma, look at the response. They're just going straight into Roshan here.
But they haven't played against Beastmaster in a while, and this Hawk, they've got full vision right now. They know what's going on. Can they get there in time to come and contest? Seb moving in, wants to hit it. The Impale is out though. Miracle could finish off Roche, but instead turns to try and take down that Beastmaster. Right clicks coming through, he falls. So Roche still available, be taken. The rest of OG is trying to make the move over here. They jump out of the pit. Thompson going for the roll through, but Refraction is up for Miracle. He's fine. Trying to burn through it right now with that tornado. Get brought down low, but not low enough. The good stun coming out from that Centaur, but the Rabbit, that's the better stun. Takes down Thompson, turns onto No Tail. 4 go down. Enigma gonna claim the Roche afterwards.
And again, Kuroki, just in the right place at the right time. Thompson was trying to roll into the pit. Would have hit a really good Rolling Thunder there inside the pit, but Kuroki just disables him for so long, doesn't allow that to happen. As a result, they can play patient with the Ravage. They pick off the heroes, they don't commit to the Roshan, and just a really good teamfight win. And again, like, the thing about Chen as a hero, the reason why I think both me and PPD don't like him, and he doesn't have much success in pubs or pro games other than a game 1 from OG.
Right.
Because if you lose a team fight like this, what is Chen now? You've used your long cooldown ulti, you've lost all 4 of your creates, which is basically feeding an extra kill to the enemy team. And you're going to have to steal farm away from your cores in order to get your army back. It feels really bad to lose fights in the early mid game as Chen.
Yeah, it's devastating. And you know, there are some other things that you potentially have, but a lot of this stuff is built around the cooldowns. Roar on cooldown for 50 seconds. Mag, he's going to have RP back up in about 30. But this is a situation now where with like Rolling Thunder down, the map is completely open for Nigma, and they have the type of lineup that can pressure with it. You've got this TA Deso done. Granted, probably needs to farm back up a little bit, but NP can be there. A lot of things starting to come together for Nigma with a 4,000 gold lead, and hopefully we'll be able to start this game back up here in just another couple of seconds. But you can see this slow and steady increase that's been in the favor of Nigma is continuing on this way.
And Tidehunter almost has a blink dagger. You know, IOTW, he's actually used 5 drum charges, and I think they've made a huge difference this game. Drums is such an underrated item for these early fights. Really made a difference in that Roshan pit, and you know, he understands. He doesn't have some puck mid. He doesn't need to hard carry this game. If he can just play a normal Furion game, sort of support his TA, make space, Miracle is going to carry this game.
How do you feel about rebuying the drum charges, by the way?
I think I've done it like once.
Okay.
I feel like it can't be that bad, but it always feels so bad to do it, so you never end up doing it.
That's fair. I guess we clearly on the NP, but maybe this is the first game for it. Kuro off in the lonesome area, manages to actually throw out those axes without breaking the tree, which is nice there by Seb. Did get nerfed in, I think, a couple patches ago, which actually ends up helping with the hoodwink. But nonetheless, a nice pick off while Nigma try and push out all of their side lanes. And I guess what's the play here now for OG? Are they looking to try and, like, does their draft have any other solution besides run down lanes with each other?
No, I think the enemy has no Ravage. You need to get a little bit of map control. They would have preferred to get mid lane, but Miracle, as soon as he saw enemy heroes on the top side of the map, he instantly ran to the enemy Ancients, farmed that up, and now he's pressuring mid alone. He's doing such a good job this game of, like, they just pushed a tower top, got a tower kill, and they lost 1,000 gold or more in terms of the team's net worth, just because of what Miracle did.
Good play. Again, they have to group together like this, definitely. Thompson really hasn't been able to pull that much together recently. Again, that Roche fight is that area where he's supposed to be like the be-all end-all in terms of carries, rather mid laners, but carrying the fights in those instances, but just wasn't able to connect with it. These BKBs could be another nice timing for OG. Mag is working on one right now. Any other big items that are coming out? Tide has his blink. So they will be able to take advantage if there's like a sort of overextension, and we'll see how it goes.
And I think it's not like OG are out of this game. They have the tools to win this game, as you always do when you have a Magnus lineup. If they can land a good sharpshooter onto Tidehunter, maybe burst him before Ravage, I could see them really dominate a team like Miracle mid though. He's getting rolled on.
Yeah, a refraction burned through and didn't get his blink out in time. Good impale afterwards. Miracle trying to live, but that's Aegis down. A rare misplay, but mind control trying to catch up with this one, blinking in, looking for anybody. The spill from those side blades doing a lot to no tail. They still have Ravage available. Spike Carapace comes out, sharpshooter afterwards, breaking the Nyx. So Miracle gives up that Aegis, playing aggressively in the mid.
Yeah, and OG get out with no losses there. I mean, they used Pango roll, but that was pretty much it. Oh, they also used Hand of God. I guess that's actually quite a long cooldown, but I think they're very happy with that. Miracle with that Aegis, he was like stealing their Ancients, playing up on their tier 2. He's just being such a menace on the map. At least with that God, if you commit RP and you kill him, you can win the fight off that.
I guess that it was only a minute and a half left, but we've seen a couple of times in this series, you know, teams go up with a substantial lead and then things start to fall apart a little bit when they get a little bit too cavalier with their movements. And
LTW has a Crimson Guard queued up, by the way.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Jump.
It's an interesting idea for sure. He's really playing the role of sort of like an offlaner from the safe lane this game. Right. And he has the Bellstorm, so he's still scaling, but he does have that full Vanguard, so he's committed.
And this does get a little bit scary too. Like you talk about, like with the Beastmaster being there to potentially roar the TA, if they can all dogpile onto Miracle, it could be a problem here. Obviously, Aegis is going to be the big answer to that, but having just lost it, what are they going to find now? GH, hunting, scouting. LTW down bottom, doesn't have that much mana. Sox is down there as well. But you can tell they don't really feel that comfortable trying to play super aggressively here. Spike Carapace, did nothing afterwards, can't do it.
And it's even reflected a bit in their item builds. I mean, Aeon Disc is a good item, but Soxa is rushing it as a first item. He just feels like he has to be the one to run in and tank the spells. You don't really want Beastmaster to do that, he'll just die. Magnus needs someone to like sort of give him space in the fights so you can get a good RP off, and like same for Pangler and Chen, they can all run in first. So a cool read for Soxa here, but ooh, they're close.
Looking for it, they saw this smoke, but they were not able to respond appropriately. Seb trying to slow him down a little bit there. Mind control, looking for a chase, but it won't come in time. I think they were right on top of that observer ward when they smoked, but OG not quite reading the direction they were going.
And they almost caught mind control there. Sorry, they almost caught Seb there because Miracle managed to sideblade him off the hoodwink. You know, he barely missed him with the trap there. That would have been a huge kill for them as well. Sumail does almost have his BKB. That will be their big timing back in this game. You can always like sort of outplay your opponent, you know, get a skewer onto a cliff a la EG, or just burst onto Tidehunter with hoodwink ulti.
It'll be something to watch for, definitely. Next tier of items now coming out as well. We're seeing a couple of them. Thompson, I thought they were going to try and chase there, but it really feels like they just want to wait for that second Roche that so often is like turned into how these games end up working out, or find a pick off. But definitely not committing anything over the river substantially without that. Do OG want to try and hit a timing though with this BKB and make a move themselves? They are kind of grouping in the same area, but not smoking yet.
I think they should feel like they want to. Yeah, here we go. Here's the smoke. It's just a casual 2-man smoke though. They don't even have the Beastmaster in it.
I think they thought that TA was real. The illusion.
Okay. Yeah, because they're just breaking it instantly. Noto just goes to D-Ward.
Yeah, that illusion rune making the difference right there. Standing in the same place that Miracle might have. And they end up wasting a smoke, unfortunately, on OG.
And this was sort of their big timing. It's when they had BKB, TA didn't. Miracle is very close to his own. As soon as he gets that, you'll have the BKB, you have the Crimson Guard coming out for Nature's Prophet. And he's even, honestly, his build is really cool. Like Crimson Guard AC drums. He's providing so much to his team just by standing around in the fights. I mean, his right clicks are no joke either, to be honest, just with Drums Maelstrom.
Right. And I guess the other thing too is like as this game goes later, you're just losing some value because of that Chen. Right? Like Lion is going to be super effective into the later stages. Nyx is going for this Aghanims. If GH can get to that, that's going to be really strong as well. So like, yes, you're getting some more items on these other cores, but it does sort of feel like you know, this OG draft was always meant to go for the big push-up. Do you think that, like, they sort of just need to try and wait for the second roast themselves on OG and go for that fight at that point?
Honestly, I'm not too sure what the best play from OG is. I feel like they have to fight their opponent. But OG's a team that is always willing to fight their opponent if they think they need to. So perhaps they see some timing that they can wait for. Maybe they just need BKB on Pangolier, Beastmaster, and Magnus, so when they jump TA, they won't get counter ravaged. Okay. It's a bit concerning though, because they're like, regardless of Crimson Guard or whatever, LTW is actually farming a lot, being very efficient. And Furion, he has like some 50 stack gain per level, so he will scale. Tidehunter also one of 50.
Okay, gotcha.
Tidehunter also one of the best scalers into the late game. Just, you know, the Smoke Blink Ravage, always a classic. He will have a refresher at some point in this game.
Right. He is currently the lowest of the cores, but still managing to find farm here and there. And you can see just 4 Nature's Prophets have gone Maelstrom into Crimson games since TI5. And apparently Seb was one of the first ones to do it. But you can see the strength of it. Probably in these next couple fights with all the Zoo summon that they've got. LTW scouted out there. Axe is coming. Soxa tries to connect. There's a catch. Doesn't have BKB, doesn't have a way out. In some trouble, team trying to get there to help them, but it is going to be too late. So efficient farming sometimes leads into a pickoff, and OG take full advantage. And Roche is up in 20 seconds? What?
And he has no buyback. This is exactly what OG need. They didn't use the Roar. They only used Pangolier Roll, so they might try to snowball their advantage here.
Dude, that was the most casual, like, most important pickoff of this entire series. This rolled into him. Oh, man. Well, they're going to know that Roche is back up with the TA trap that's in there, but do they scout it on OG?
Creep, a little bit of Miss Micro, not quite in the pit there, so they don't know yet.
Wait, what?
This is Furion's respawning because the Creep just wasn't inside the Roshan pit. They're scouting this maybe 10 seconds too late.
Oh, man. And now you've got Nigma. I mean, and because it's Furion, he can get there so quickly. We're going to see how close this is, but it might have been almost dead at this point, and now they have enough time to get in position. Sentry Ward is down. Looking for that opening. They spot GH now. Ravage comes out. It's on all of them. Good BKB afterwards with the skewer out and away. While the Roar comes as well. ILTW still living, goes for the Sprout to try and buy a little bit of extra time, but Seb in the pit, super down low. Can't quite find that kill. They buy back on the Chen. ILTW inside the pit now, still managing to live. RP gonna be interrupted, but a triple kill for Soxa. This Hoodwink is doing so much. And with no more Nature's Prophet now, they actually have an ability to take down Roche for themselves. I can't believe it went like that.
Wait, how did they lose the fight?
I don't know. BKB came out during the Ravage for Sumail is the main thing that I saw there.
Oh my god, they got like this great
RP.
smoke wraparound, big Ravage, bursts it down to support Chen right away. I mean, he did buyback in hand to God. Like, I can't believe they lost up. They didn't even use RP during that fight.
Things get chaotic. That is sometimes where OG will shine at their highest amounts, and that was the moment right there. That's huge. Aegis so important, and I believe that's also going to be. They have Horn Toss available now with the mags. They have some like sort of lightweight initiation to come out. Nigma, no Ravage at this point. Seb gonna be found. Impale afterwards, trying to bring him down low. Can they go for the kill all the way? Right clicks, but the roar, he gets away with nothing. 11 HP, he will eventually die. Meanwhile, though, the RP comes out. It's gonna connect onto both with the Rolling Thunder back onto them. They blow up the Nature's Prophet and that Nyx Assassin. Mind Control has to get out, trying to escape, but the Horn Toss pulls him back in. And they're going to eventually, well, no, TP out. Mind Control, oh, it's not quite enough. Soxa able to find the finish, and Kuro gets taken down by Thompson. OG blow this game open. 4 dead again. What a series.
Man, I really thought Nigma was in control of this game. At the last fight, like maybe the Chen heals were too much. Like he bought back, he got full hand, got TP in on the shrine with mech. Meanwhile, when I forget who else bought back, but they're going. Miracle, he's gonna double melt someone. He can actually burst.
Looking for it. Blows him up. They weren't ready for that one. That burns through the Aegis, and Sumail has to back out. Oh my god.
Double meld, very strong. It's minus 23 armor, and with Magnus only having 20 armor, it pushes him through that crucial 0 armor point. You go from, I don't know what this is, like 54% reduction to hitting for 46%. Instead, you deal like 20% extra. It's basically 3x damage.
That definitely worked. And Sumail is going to be wishing he bought that plate mail instead of the freaking Hyperstone. That is unfortunate for OG. I mean, again, they're still going to have, I think, the cheese on somebody probably. It might have gotten used in that last fight. But regardless, a smoke out now. Back and forth this series goes. Nigma moving up to the top side. There is no ward in the area for Nigma, but OG have a ton of vision.
And they're smoked up on Nigma here. They have the Blink Ravage.
Looks for it, jumps forward, potentially. It comes out, they find that Hex. BKB out from Seb, gets caught. This is uphill into 1, and Thompson able to get out of there just barely. He gets the roll off. The rest of them trying to run away. The Ravage has already been used to Mail. This is on that skewer back. For anybody here now. Thompson is so low. He's got to run, looking for the Sideblade still, but it's not going to connect. BKB out now from Sumail, trying to hit from the low ground. Thompson, he bashes Miracle, disarm afterwards. The BKB comes out, trying to find something here, but the bash again, and then the RP, the bash, the disarm, the RP, but Kuro tries to salvage it. Follow-up still coming from GH. Do they have enough damage? Miracle, he needs another reflection, but it is not going to come out. No refraction left. ILTW gets taken down for the kill. OG somehow pulls something out of nothing. They have the follow-up as Kuro is going to get ran down, killed off. How do they keep winning these fights?
Thompson got jumped by literally 5 heroes, and the Chen heals just managed to barely keep him alive. Notel even had a solve in the middle of that fight to keep him alive at the end there, and they get this insane turnaround. I mean, Nigma, they didn't want to commit the Ravage onto this Pangolier, because why would you? It's a Pangolier. You're caught by a Lion Hex, an Impale, a Finger, everything. But if you look at Thompson's items, all 5 of his main items under Mask of Death give him tankiness, and he has his Cloak of Flames for even more reduction. There's just too much tankiness and healing coming out. And I thought they wouldn't lack that. Like, you actually asked at the start of the game, like, would Nigma lack damage? I went, no way, they have TA.
Right.
But it's really looking like they are. Notel, he had an Ice Ogre creep and a Wildkin creep. And I think these small differences, these just small amounts of bonus armor, they kept Thompson alive in that fight. And this is the thing about Chen, you can never see his impact. That's why I hate the hero, you know, I want the accolades, I want to look good, but Notel, he's probably having impact we can't see. I don't actually know. I don't know what the hero does still.
That's fair. That's a fair point, man.
He probably is owning though.
I mean, the thing about it too is like you see these couple of items that Nigma are trying to go for to mitigate this, right? Like Spirit Vessel on the Tidehunter, for instance, doesn't have any more charges now. They have to get that first kill for him to get it. Might need to look towards like a Scotty or a Shiva's on somebody potentially, but they need ways to mitigate this healing. It's been so important in the past, and well, feeling like it's important in this game number 3 here as well. Trying to stay alive in the upper bracket, looking for a
dive bomb onto Miracle.
What? Disarm is there. Miracle gets roared. Sumail there on top of him again. They got him caught. He is dead. The dive bomb into the roar. Kuro goes down afterwards. Those Hawks are dangerous. And they take down 3. OG, 14,000 gold lead, and they're running it down a mid lane. It felt like it was completely in the hands of Nigma, and OG blew it wide open.
This is crazy coming out from OG. These heroes that you don't necessarily expect to dominate this meta. And Beastmaster, I thought he wouldn't be able to play Dota this game because he couldn't take the safe lane tower. But he's managed to just have so much impact, basically for nothing. I mean, the Hawk stunning TA. Who does that?
Look at this. They're absolutely owning right now. And OG setting their sights on the tier 4 towers afterwards. They gotta bring heroes home. Look at how quickly these tier 4 towers are going down. They get buyback now on the TA. You got potentially one more shot. Oh wait, he got hit by a sharpshooter. Goes down, has buyback afterwards. They need to buy back on everybody. You have to fight right now. Ravage is up, but OG, they're gonna retreat. They get away again. 22,000 gold. Oh, they're thinking about the fake back. They're ready. You want to see some things? RP into Skewer, into Centaur Stomp. Never mind, Centaur's dead. Rip the
Hawk,
dream.
son.
Looks for it. ILTW didn't pop his BKB. Horn toss pulls him back in. ILTW in no man's land, going to get absolutely murked here. Pops the ulti, he knows he's dead. Now the turn, pulls back. Miracle trying to find that kill. Can they do it as they run him down one by one? OG, they can sense it. They want to continue on in this upper bracket. You can see they're still playing it safe. Seb walks away again. Sharpshooter for round 2. If they can get this kill onto mind control, this would be huge. No Ravage yet. Nigma trying to hold out.
Is Chen pro?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the way that they're making it look right now, it looks like it. It's crazy.
Because he lost his lane pretty hard this game, right? He was unable to do the early moves. But just the team fight, like the auras combined with the healing, just allowed OG to take a lot of these team fights that I thought they had no business winning. The Roshan one, the one top lane where they jump tops in. Yeah, just incredibly impressive like read on the team fights. I think every fight someone on OG is living on low HP because they're sort of kiting in and out of the fights. They're never afraid to disengage if they think they can take a little bit of a better percentage fight later. You know, they are killing these throne towers very quickly. But they're talking about it like when Miracle buys back, we're gonna run away, and they just get out instantly. They lose nothing for 2 buybacks on Nigma.
It's fair. And this is exactly what the way that you want to go. But with all their ultis back off cooldown again, gotta be wary of these pesky birds dive bombing in and finding that short stun that allows the initiation afterwards. Horn toss pulls back 1-2. Big old jump there. Kuro in trouble. Ravage with the BKB reaction immediately there. Miracle got his BKB off as well. The RP comes out the 1-3, tearing them apart. Oh, and just like that, OG, I set on the tier 4s. That's GG. They got a date with Tundra. Man, they make it look so easy. This freaking Chen hero. Who would have thunk it?
In this game, I think they just team fought better than Nigma. I don't honestly like I've put like 40,000 hours into Dota. I poured my soul into this game, but I need to watch that replay because I'm not entirely sure how they won that game. Just really good play coming out from OG. This is very scary.
Well, and the thing about it is, like, you look at some of these healing numbers afterwards, right? Like, No Tail, 8,600 healing. Now, that there's games